I ain't tryna. I ain't tryna. Yeah, ain't tryna be cool like you. Wobbling around in your high heel shoes. I'm clumsy, made friends with the floor. 2 for 1, you know a bitch by 4. And 2 left feet, you know I always drop. First thing a girl did was a bop. I'm the whole damn cake and the cherry on top. Shook up the bottom, made a good girl pop. You ain't even here to party. Ken in the club tryna pipe a Barbie. I don't wanna go with the flow back then until I touch my toes. I don't wanna row the boat. Wrist full of rocks and I hope I float. Big up yourself cause you know they don't. I chew cause they hope I show. I'm a bitch, I'm a boss. I'm a bitch and a boss, I'ma shine like glass. I'm a bitch, I'm a boss. I'm a bitch and a boss, I'ma shine like glass. I'm a bitch.
What's up, everybody? So I am here with I don't know, like, how the hell did this happen? Like, did like Satan come all up in here and be like, "You got karma, Eric," and then hook me up with you, Chris?
But I wouldn't consider it karma because it's fun. And as usual, hey beasties! I'm sorry, I just got a text message. Someone's looking for the link, one of our guests.
All right. So what's up, everybody? So as you know, we are here at a jam session. If you've never been around a jam session, basically this is coffee table talk. Chris and I, by the way, this is our first joint live stream. First for us, first for her. We've ever done this. So you're going to find us on 2 different YouTube channels, on Twitch.
Two jam sessions. So it's not a first for me.
It's a first simulcast.
Simulcast, yes.
Simulcast.
But
first, so we'll see how this goes. So just an FYI, folks, if you are watching on Facebook or YouTube, I got no back-end crew. Chris has no back-end crew. We will try to check the messages. If you have questions, please forgive us for not doing that, for not having a team here. I lost somebody who used to handle that for me. I don't know if she's watching, but bitch, you messed this place up. She set the bar so high, I have not been able to replace her.
No.
Yes, I swear to God. It's been ridiculous trying to replace her. But folks, the jam session is Coffee Table Talks. We have our guests on. Today is a girl power jam session. Why is that important? And why did we decide on that? Well, I decided on that for personal reasons because I've had a very powerful female identity in my grandmother. As a woman raised, I think, 5, 6 kids, married twice, single mom, immigrated to this country. So I have a soft spot for strong women. So when I see them, I admire them, and when they're kicking ass, and that's pretty much what we got. The lineup tonight is kick ass. Okay, kick ass. So I'm going to avoid any plugs right now. We'll plug at the end of the show, but I want to bring on our first.
Unfortunately, I got some bad news.
What's the bad news?
I got some bad news. So one of our guests had some queenly duties. Samantha, Miss Activist World, had some queenly duties and was unfortunately unable to make it due to queenly duties. But we did discuss she will be coming on for a DPD session.
Tell people what DPD is, please.
So DPD is the short end, or the whatever you want to call them. The Poisonous Daily.
Poisonous Daily, which is your podcast on YouTube.
So she is so sad that she missed out, but queenly duties and appearances, crossing path, and ambassador duties for, as Pageant Queen said, she had obligations to do. So she is unfortunately missing out on this, but she will be back for the Poisonous Daily. And maybe we'll have her on for a jam session.
We'll bring her on for a jam session. We also did have Teddy Taché was supposed to be on, and she couldn't make it, last minute emergency. So we lost 2 power hitters, but we'll bring them back on at some point. But right now, I want to bring in, where is my girl? Lyndsay. I got to bring in Lyndsay. Lyndsay Kilpatrick, everybody, Deputy Director of SBA Region 2, which is New York, New Jersey, Puerto Rico, and the U.S. Virgin Islands. That's a lot of territory, Lyndsay.
It is. But we have a ton of super cool staff and public servants who make this job extremely easy and a lot of fun.
So let's bring everybody up to speed. SBA, Small Business Administration, and what is the Small Business Administration there for?
So the Small Business Administration is one of some letters in the alphabet soup of government services, just like the FBI, just like SSA, just like, I don't know, DEA. We are the SBA, and we are one of the smallest agencies, but we do a ton of work for entrepreneurs and for businesses all over the country. And part of it is advocacy. So most of the concerns that small business owners have at home, they bring it to their local district offices. We escalate that up. We can send that up to essentially everyone who's making policy, whether that be the White House or your congressional leaders. We do that advocacy part, but then we also help with counseling for people who have the $1 million ideas, for small business owners that are looking to sell, for anyone who's looking to expand any stage in the business. We have resources. We can point you to banks, to really good counselors, and we can help you if contracting or procurement is something that is in the future of your business. We provide all these services, and my favorite word is free, because we're a government agency. So this is all that your tax dollars paying for. We've got it covered.
Yeah, and I mean, I like the word free too, but at the end of the day, you're paying for it in your tax dollars. So if you're a small business owner, use this shit. You have to use it. You have to access it. So you and I met, and we were just talking about that off camera, and you were like freaking out, like, oh my God, I'm gonna lose my job.
Well, yeah, it's very interesting, and entrepreneurs know it, but most people know it, right? Like, you are the company that you keep will define who you are, intentionally or unintentionally. And so, coming into government from private, it's very polished. Everyone is politically correct, literally. And so, to come into spaces where people feel free, and when there are advocates who are not afraid to say the tough parts, who are not afraid to hold people accountable, plain language, flat-footed, like bold, it was new. I was looking around like, hey, can I be on stage with this guy? You hear what he's saying? But I think that ultimately, right, like, it does reflect that. I agree with people who take bold stances, right? There's so much that can happen when we open our mouths, when we ask questions, when we tell, we speak truth to power, when we tell the truth, that I have made the decision that those are the exact people that I want to be around.
Well, I promise I will not let you down.
Thank you.
Mark has plenty of bail money.
And I have the access to the lawyers for him.
Thank you, Chris. Thank you.
So I'm going to bring in our next guest. All right. This person's an absolute troublemaker in my life. The sister I never asked for. She is the founder of Outcome Engine, Kanani Voegeli. Kanani, how are you?
Hello. I'm great. How are you guys doing?
Good. So Kanani, give us the lowdown on what it is you do. I mean, you have an impeccable resume too. I mean, I vaguely remember how you like bailed out some not-for-profit or something along your career.
So I'm the CEO at Outcome Engine. We build software, websites, digital marketing. Essentially, we help extraordinary people tell their story, build their reach, whether that's a brand, website, app, or an empire, like in Eric's case.
Wow, thanks for that.
You're welcome.
Yeah, well, you hold the keys to the kingdom, so I don't know if I'm safe. In full disclosure, Kanani.
You have to be nice to me.
Kanani works with me, and long time now. It's almost we're definitely getting close to 10 years.
Almost. Yeah, hot minute.
So
yeah.
you've helped the brand build. You've helped the brand build, which is exciting.
Absolutely. I remember when it was just an idea.
Yeah, right. Just an idea. So, and this was actually, Lyndsay, this was before we knew all the available resources for small businesses.
Yes, it was.
Please visit your local SBA. You can see everything available.
You're over here like we've been here forever.
So, all right. So, Kanani, I hear the dogs barking. So while you control those folks, let's bring in another amazing professional woman empowered, Ms. Betty Nova. How are you?
Hey guys, I'm doing great.
So Betty, tell us. I mean, you're a woman of many talents.
Yes, I divided myself in two now. So, my background is IT. I'm a government contractor. Go SBA. And I have 20 years of experience in IT. And now I recently became an author, hence Betty Nova. Betty Nova is my brand. It's a personal development wellness brand that's going to bring peace to the world, helping us to be entrepreneurs and understand the challenges. So, to hosting retreats, wellness workshops, my book Life and Soul just launched April 22nd, and of course, I'm going to continue going after Army and Navy contracts in my IT brand.
So this right here is just the tip of the iceberg, tip of the spear. The people that'll be here tonight. So I'm gonna jump over to
No,
to
I'm stopping you. I'm
Wow.
stopping you. I'm jumping.
you do you, babe?
Girl.
So I wanted to jump to Lyndsay.
Oh, that's where I was going.
Oh, what?
Shh, Eric, the
Better
ladies
when
are
I do
jumping.
So with the SBA and everything you do, especially not just small businesses, a lot of small businesses are women-owned businesses. What barriers do you feel that women still face when it comes to small businesses or business in general today?
So I tell everyone that entrepreneurship is one of the only journeys in life where like you have to convince yourself before you can convince anyone else. And I think that this is just a very, without the politics, right? I think that one of the hardest things for women is to accept that entrepreneurship is a path. I think historically women have been taught to work jobs, not to create them. And that whole mentality has to shift. We can control things. We can own things. We create things. We have already historically been innovators and taking care of other responsibilities. So I think that most of the women that I speak to, and I say, I don't think we, and I don't even know if I want to say ask for enough, but I don't think that we assume enough. We walk into rooms a lot more timid than others. We don't ask for things that we really need. We don't demand what we want. We tiptoe around, and before you can put it together any business plan, before you can start worrying about funding, there needs to be a mindset shift. Just for you in general as you enter this journey of entrepreneurship, because you will lose yourself in it if you allow it. There are so many women who I'm like, oh my God, it's been a year on your entrepreneurship journey. Girl, I let that go 6 months ago. And I'm like, 6 months ago, you just started. But it was because there was not a mentality shift that this may be something, you're giving up sleep for. This will be something that for a while you may be your only employee. And yes, that means posting on social media and answering customer service emails. So preparing yourself to hear no, preparing yourself to say no. I think that is the biggest part of the journey. And then, other things follow once the mentality shifts. We know historically women are underfunded for their businesses. And it's not the fault of women. It's just that typically the bank rates, statistics will show it, that women are not likely to be funded, or 3 times less likely to be funded than a male-owned business. That's just real. And it's not different in New Jersey. This is everywhere. So once your mentality shifts, you can walk in any room and be prepared for what lies ahead. But I think just really understanding what entrepreneurship is and means to you, to your life, to your time, to your energy, once that's accepted, I can kind of say the rest we can handle. But that mentality shift is big.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to toss that over to you, Kanani. I think that's a really awesome question.
Yeah.
And, you're living the dream.
Oh, am I? I mean, it's hard. It's hard. When I went to school, my degree was in technology and entrepreneurial management, right? And like, I was one of 3 girls in my entire program, and it's like, that's right from the get-go. It's like, I'm already doing something totally different just because I want to learn how to be an entrepreneur, and, and then the steps that go from that, it's like, okay, well, now you're a mom. Now you're, like trying to live a normal life and have a career on top of this. Normal. Yeah. I'm not very good at that. Yeah, and everything that comes along with being a woman, those, the things that are under the surface that we don't talk, it's like, yeah, I am holding 900 different spinning plates and doing it gracefully, and hair flip, everything's great. And it's what was expected of us. Yeah.
Yeah. Why don't you tackle that same question, Betty?
It's very interesting that Lyndsay mentioned the fact that it's a shift in mentality. So it is has to do a lot, because when you walk into a room, IT, right? It's a bunch of men around, a lot of men, and you feel intimidated because you feel like they're gonna think I don't know anything, right? So you always feel like you need to prove yourself. When you're starting something new, also is the Boston syndrome, and I feel, and there has been studies that say, guys, they don't really think about the pros and cons. They just know what they want and they ask for it. They don't care. I think that one of the reasons why I'm still in this IT field is because I have a lot of more energy. So when I walk in a room, I demand the presence, like here I am. But yet people don't know it, because we're like, oh my God, you are so outgoing, and you're so strong. And I'm like, I don't even know who to talk to when I'm in a room, because I feel intimidated, but people don't see it. And it is all about what you projecting. So I learned in the last 3 years as an entrepreneur, by taking so many cohorts, attending all these events that you guys put together for us to learn to be more about entrepreneur, that I need to understand that I need to remember how people see me, and I need to see myself like that. And when I want to ask for something, I need to go for it. So now I have a different mentality. Now I'm starting to ask. Now I'm starting to be out there, be more present, volunteer for things that maybe before I'm like, oh, I'm going to wait for them to ask. Because I didn't do that at work. When I was an employee, I always volunteer for everything. And I got all the way to the top. I replaced people who were going to be my boss successors, and I replaced them all by doing that. But then when I became an entrepreneur, I forgot that. So why did I forget that, right? It's all about the perception and the stereotypes that we have that we don't realize. So now I feel that if we all start looking for what we need, getting the right contract, the right contacts, I think that we can shift a lot of these setbacks that we get as women entrepreneurship.
So, I'm going to ask this question because this is foreign to me, because I just heard it, this imposter syndrome, and I've heard this a lot.
That you really gonna lie? I did a whole podcast about it.
I didn't watch it.
He didn't watch it.
He didn't watch it. He didn't watch
Just
it.
told on himself.
You've been
What are you gonna
demoted
do
to
to
my
me?
little brother. How about that?
You've been demoted to 1970s Wonder Woman theme.
No!
So like I honestly don't think I've ever run into a guy who says I suffer from imposter syndrome. I have imposter syndrome. I have not.
Ones.
Are they?
Yes, men actually, because of their egos, and it's actually been proven, and there's a lot of research.
Really?
Men suffer from it more than women do, because
I guess I'm a woman then.
Ego, and a lot of them are not, and they're usually the men that are not fully matured. So
Interesting.
they suffer from imposter syndrome more because they haven't developed or really understood their identity, and they're constantly jumping into things to be a part of the pack because of that whole pack mentality that is created in a lot of corporate world, especially in the financial and certain things. So that's what ends up happening. So actually men do suffer from it more than women. And it's usually because of ego, pack mentality, or the fact that they haven't matured fully.
So all my male friends have been lying.
Yes.
They don't express
It
it.
is the thing. They don't know how to, they don't know what that feeling is. And they're like, oh, I'm anxious. I'm going to punch something. No, that's very reductive. I apologize. But it's just hard to express that.
Do I look like somebody's going to have thin skin to you?
I mean,
I apologize. And if anybody's watching is offended by that, get over it.
Listen, if you're too sensitive and you can't take nothing, then you shouldn't be watching me and Eric. That's how I and like I understood Betty when she was like, I have that male mentalities. I grew up with boys. And my mom, and I told mom, who was easier to raise, girls or boys? And I thought she was gonna be like, girls are easier. She's like, no, boys are easier. And she goes, and then you came along and you were the worst. You were worse than them. Like, you were worse than them. Like my little one, she's with her brothers. With her brother, she does not care. Like, she controls him. But like outside of that and anyone else, she's like the sweetest and most nicest thing. But she'll hold her own when there's a lot of boys. Like, she does not get intimidated. I'm like,
all right, enough about you, Chris.
I was like, that's me right there. But when she's soft, I'm like, yeah, that's not mommy, that's daddy.
I'll interview you another day.
No, but that whole mentality, it actually comes from what you're raised with. And
well, but you bring up a good point, Chris. Family, which is really important. You all as moms, are expected. There's an expectation there. I don't care about this house husband shit or this co-parenting stuff or dad does XYZ. The reality is that expectation is never going to go away, that the mom is there to take care of the kids. I don't care who you are. I don't care how many generations we try to bleed it out. There's always going to be there. How do you carry this entrepreneurial drive, this CEO drive, this leadership drive in a world you're really not working 9 to 5? We know that. Even if you are going and your contract says these are the hours you get paid for your contract, you're doing stuff outside the contract hours. That's just the reality of it. So how are you juggling? Like, there's got to be something you're instilling in your children, I would imagine, that builds that support structure and leads by example. But you tell me, any one of you could pick that one up.
So for me, I was having some difficulty after I had my son, and it's all about perception. When you're in panic mode and you're stressed out, the hormones come, you feel very overwhelmed and you don't think straight. So once I was able to understand, you know how to do this. You've been doing this for a long time. What I do is I do schedules, and my schedule doesn't only handle my professional life. It handles everything. It handles my friends. It handles events. It handles my son. It handles Betty Nova. It handles everything. Because the thing is that when you start separating schedules, you're gonna get lost. So my phone looks like a rainbow with different colors. And then I have shared calendars, of course, with the people that I need to share them with. And for me, I'm not afraid to shift things around because you need to take care of yourself. If I continue spreading myself thin, then everything is gonna go down like a fireball. So what I try to do is, if I'm started feeling overwhelmed, or my husband tells me, I think you can take a break, then I take the hint and I start shifting things around. I used to be very controlling about my time, where, oh no, I cannot cancel things. And I realized that if I don't rest, if I don't take care of things in a parallel way, I just get sick and then nothing gets done. So I went on disability for 6 months because of that. I had a herniated disc and it took down my left arm and my left hand. So it basically was like, you need to stop, because I thought the world revolved around me. And if I didn't go to the office, the world was going to end. And I got shown that, no, look, everybody took care of your job while you were gone for 6 months. And that's when there's so many lessons that we get to learn as we grow that kind of help you. But number one thing, definitely manage your schedule as an overall thing, not just as one thing.
Lyndsay, if your face were words.
Baby Betty, kudos to you, honey, because I don't have it. I have bought calendars and schedules. I have a to-do list in front of me. Like, I
Yes.
love all of the organizational things that I can bring into the house and organize, but it just doesn't happen. And I think that for me, like and it's not just motherhood. I think that as women, we have this mentality that we have to carry everything. And then we started finding balance. And one of I used to, not used to, I do think every woman should have a therapist, but there was a therapist that I had, and I was telling her, like, I'm just trying to find a balance. And she was like, balance isn't a real thing, because that mentality of balance means that everything is going to get equal time all the time. I don't have it. There are some days that, baby, I need a sick day from work because just mentally I am overwhelmed. And then, wherever we are carrying a piece of something else. When I'm at home, I'm thinking about work. When I'm at work, I'm thinking about home. When I'm at church, I'm thinking like, it's just, there's always a thought. But what I will say is, I think that for you have to decide in that moment what's important, right? Like,
Yes.
and this is why I tell business owners that it's important for you, as you are building your business, to know what you want it to look like. Do you want, if you are a mother, if you're not a mother, if you are a friend, if you are a partner, if you like to travel, if you decide that you want to travel a peak week of business, are you able to travel and still meet the demands of your clients and still hold up that integrity of your business, right? If you are creating a business where you can walk away and it still runs, that's what you want, right? Like, some people need that. There are others who are like, nope, I'm dedicated to to this business until. I think that motherhood, more than motherhood, right? I'm a mom of 3. I'm married. My mom's retired. My grandma's aging. So, like, there are lots of things that I'm focused on, and I'm trying to be the best version of me too. I don't have it figured out. Some days are better than others, right? Some days I just want to lay in bed and sip wine out of a Stanley.
Great.
But I think it's really, I think it's just knowing what is required of you in that season. Some seasons are going to require you giving more time to yourself, others to your family, others to your business or to your job. So I know, we laugh when we say, like, I'm out here winging it, but I think you just really need to do what makes the most sense for you in your life. If calendars aren't it, don't spend your money.
Yeah, you know there was a time, and that was, I think it was last year. I got out of the office and I went to clean, and I was so upset because I was like, oh no, I'm supposed to be working. Why am I cleaning? Like, my son is making this mess. And then I got like an aha moment, and I was like, Betty, picture your life and the amount of things that you have to do, which is a lot, like a tree. And then in that tree, you're going to pick the one thing, doesn't matter what it is, that will make you feel productive and calm. What is it? And then it was like cleaning. So you know what I did? Then if it's cleaning, stop thinking about work, because it's not going to happen. So, and then I cleaned peacefully, and I was happy. And I was like, I'm going to use my tree mentality every time I get stressed. And guess what? No stress as much as I used to before.
we're gonna make this room a little more crowded because we have some guests coming in, and I have a young lady coming. This woman, when you meet her face to face, you are compelled to hug her. Reverend Felicia is a woman of a amazing. I don't even know the words I could come up with. My vocabulary isn't big enough.
She is just an energy of positivity, love, and like I'm not so much of a hugger, but like hugging her, it felt a peace. And then I actually have a really good friend of mine who is a veteran that suffers from PTSD. He does not like to be touched. And he even said it, hugging her, it just felt right.
So,
like, she is energy. She's so amazing. She's full of love. Like, she is literally a godsend. in my
Like
opinion.
her organization is literally called MorLove. So I mean, like you
Aw.
can't. Reverend Felicia, are you here today with us?
Yes, I'm here.
How are you?
I'm doing well. I don't know how to make my camera work, so I'm sorry.
It's all right. That's all right.
There she
There we go.
is!
There she
Hi,
is.
everybody. Hey.
Hello.
Hi, everybody.
So
How you doing?
we met Reverend Felicia down in Atlantic City through other connections down there with our efforts in working in Atlantic City, and we just hit it off. And I'm gonna be honest with you, like the first minute I met you, the first time, Rev, was I was so in like 47 different directions. I was just like, yeah, hi, yeah, hi, yeah, hi, right? And then just after that, it was like, oh, here she comes, and like get up out of the seat, go give you a big hug, because again, you walk into a room, and I promise you, every lady here, when you meet her, you're gonna be like, yes, I gotta hug this woman. Like she just pure love.
Aw.
So welcome to the show. Thank you for being here. Tell us a little bit about what it is you do.
So I have a nonprofit. It's called MorLove Restoration Community Center. And we're a 501c3 grassroots faith-based organization. Our platform is homelessness. Our ultimate goal is to provide housing with transitional service for veterans, domestic abuse victims, kids in foster care, and those who age out. We have been in existence. As a matter of fact, yesterday we got approved as our 3rd year. Now we didn't get the letter until the end of July, beginning of August, but we were approved
Yes.
June 1st, which is, by the way, my birthday. So it was the best
Happy birthday.
in the whole world, right? So we were approved, and what we wanted to do is once we got the letter, I put together a group, my board and everything, and we found out that we were not able to get grants or anything like that until like 2 years of 990 ends. We couldn't even apply for grants and stuff like that. So I talked with my crew and I said, listen, here's the thing. We have people hungry and suffering in our community today. We can't afford to wait 2 years before we even start to apply to try to make a difference. You know, every day somebody's hurting, right? So we decided our goal was to do 1,200 people a year. We go out into the community, boots on the ground. We go out into the community. We give out care packages consisting of something to eat, something to drink. We have essential hygiene items and essential clothing that, you know, something to keep you cool in the summertime, hot in the wintertime. So as of November of this year, our goal is to feed 3,600 people. I am so super duper excited to say that as of the 2nd Saturday in May, we fed over 3,300 people.
Congratulations.
Right? Thank you.
Girl.
And how MorLove got started is, so I worked for a school system for over 29 years before I had my car accident. I had to retire. And so I watched kids being taken out of the district and get moved into different areas because in our community, we don't really foster well. And so the kids who were being traumatized at their home were put in places where they were not used to the culture and all that kind of stuff. So now they're being re-traumatized. I'm an associate pastor, so I counsel people who are victims of domestic abuse. So I know the impact that all that stuff has, not just on the person who's actually being abused, but the entire family suffers because of it, right? And then I am the daughter of a World War II vet, the mother of a Navy vet and an Army vet, and the sister of an Air Force vet and a Marine vet. So I know the impact of when our loved ones go out to serve, how when they come back, they're not exactly the same. You know, and I think that in America, that nobody should be homeless or hungry, right? I think we have enough resources, but especially not our veterans, you know, so that's why our Veterans Housing Initiative is one of the first things that we're doing. But to create community awareness and everything, we go out every 2nd Saturday to feed anybody and everybody, because I was a single parent. I worked every day, you know, 9 to 5 and took care of my kids and all that kind of stuff. But there was always times when I needed an extra, you know what I'm saying? So you don't have to be homeless to need help, you know what I'm saying? So we help people with food insecurity and those who suffer from homelessness. So I am excited about being here. I am expecting we have been trying to work out different things with the community and everything. So it's been a struggle, but it's been rewarding. You know what I'm saying? It's just good. It's good. It's challenging.
So, I have some exciting news for you.
Okay.
I met with my stylist, who's actually my pageant director for Miss Activist World. And he says, anytime you need a pageant queen, you are going to be one of the foundations, and you have the queens there to help you.
Oh, thank you so much.
A
Thank
little bit more, but Miss Activist World will be handing out things with you when you need boots on the ground.
Okay, excellent. You know, we always can use hands and feet, so,
So yes, I was speaking about you to him because the reason why I love Miss Activist is because it goes beyond the pageantry, not just the glamour and the performance. And then I wasn't your typical pageant girl growing up. I actually enjoyed doing community service because it was instilled me young, growing up in a law enforcement family, a mother that was a social worker. I saw the changes that it made and how it helped the community. And I would notice that pageant girls will show up to community service functions, but they only showed up for the photo ops. They really didn't do the work.
right.
What James Eli did with Miss Activist, the queens are supposed to not only do the pageant part of it, but they're supposed to work on their platforms and put in the work and continue to advocate for whatever platform they are. Every queen has to advocate for their platform and do the work. And then every year that a queen that takes a higher title, that platform becomes a priority for queens to double up on not just their platform, but their sister queens platform to put the work. Right now, it's mental health awareness, and it's a foundation called Anxiety Speaks. But James has been trying to reach out to many community events to help the new girls that are new to pageantry, how to network and expand and help their communities and move about the things. So I came to him. I was like, I need you to meet Miss Reverend Felicia. She's amazing. You're gonna love her. You're gonna want to hug her. And she has a foundation. And Miss Activist is actually based in Jersey. It's based in Bayonne.
Where?
Like in Bayonne.
Okay, North Jersey.
Yes.
Okay.
So I was like, she has a foundation and she has a lot of things going on in community. He was like, well, tell her to count us in. So
I would love that opportunity. Thank you, Chris. I appreciate
the opportunity to help you.
So, it's we appreciate you coming on and telling us about what you're doing, and all of you coming on. I appreciate it. I wish we had more time to keep this going all night with everybody, but I want to just get everybody. Lyndsay, I want you to give us your plug for SBA, because I got to make room for the next guests, and I'm politely booting you.
I get it. Listen, it's been a pleasure. For any entrepreneur, for anyone who's looking to sell a business, start a business, grow a business, buy a business, SBA is your friendly resource. We are funded, again, by our tax dollars. We are not just available in the state of New Jersey, but in all states and U.S. territories. We have 68 district offices. For New Jersey, it is sba.gov/NJ, but you can replace NJ with any state abbreviation. So if you're in Texas, it's sba.gov/TX. Reach out to your local district office. We are doing some phenomenal things, and we want to be able to help support all entrepreneurs, big, small, micro. We're here for you. Thank you all. Chris, it was awesome.
No,
so real quick, Lyndsay, I'm putting you on the spot because we're live. Oh yeah, you owe me an email about cybersecurity.
I do.
Right?
And I do, and you will receive it this evening.
Okay, and then here's some good news, which I think you'll be happy about. We're bringing Procurement Con back north for this year.
This is what I'm talking about. So this is not an SBA plug, but this is just a standard plug. Please visit Procurement Con. I think for any business owner, please know that because the federal government doesn't make anything and we buy everything, that your business, your knowledge, your ability to consult, your ability to serve, we need that. So a Procurement Con is for every business owner. Everybody should be there.
So wait, that means I could grab Lyndsay and do an interview at Procurement Con with her.
Yes. We haven't landed where it's going to be yet. We're making some phone calls.
I'll be there.
But it's coming back north. So
I'll be there. It was a pleasure.
I'll always love you, Lyndsay.
Great to meet you.
Lyndsay.
Lyndsay, you still, thank you for sharing.
So I actually have a question for Betty, because Betty did mention something how women.
Let me just bring in our next guest. She's been in holding. So I want to introduce everybody to Nicole St. John. This is another empowered woman. She runs a talent agency out in LA, which you have to be either a little crazy or a little powerful to handle Hollywood, or maybe a bit of both. Hey, Nicole, how are you?
Thank you so much. Nice to be here with you guys. Thank you for having me.
No,
So I am West Coast, but I tend to resonate really well with East Coast people like yourselves. So really happy to be here with you guys.
Okay, so go ahead with your question, Chris, for Betty. I didn't mean to cut you off.
I think this question could go for everyone, but the question came about because of something that Betty said. Betty and Lyndsay said that especially women, they have a habit of waiting because of what's forced upon us through society or culturally. I want to know, how can women create opportunities for themselves instead of waiting for them?
It's all about creating the community, understanding where is your target audience. Something that I learned a lot was that in all the cohorts is like you need to understand who's your buying persona in order for you to know where to go. There is so many resources that I was not aware for at least 7 years of my entrepreneurship. I need to start looking. We have AI now, we have Google, we have so many ways to find out where are the events we are meant to be. And it doesn't mean you're going to be at the right event every time, but all you need is that one person for you to meet in order for you to start building. Like right now, my strategic plan is I'm building partnership with other small businesses. And I'm attending and understanding and want to learn about grants, something that we're going to be learning in the cybersecurity conference. And those are the things that we need to become aware. What do I need now, and where can I find it, or who are the people I need to be speaking to, what rooms I need to be in?
So Kanani, it's the same question pretty much for you too. I want to layer it up a little bit though, because you were once, you had a bigger partnership in all this. Everybody had a job. Now it's just you and your husband running the business. So now you're layering on more work. How are you handling and what are you doing are you using resources? Are you using AI? What are you doing?
I mean, definitely resources and AI. I think one of the big things that we struggle with as women is we don't just ask for help. We think we have to carry the whole world. And, there is real power in, hire somebody that you trust, like that's a big thing that can help. And another part of this, when you were saying, Betty, about community, like that is so important to build around yourself. But it can also feel as a woman like you're, you get she's so bossy. She's so, like that whole thing. And one of the really powerful ways that I have found kind of to come at that from the outside is to advocate for others when I'm negotiating, when I'm wanting to move, okay, I deserve this raise because my family is, I have 3, whatever it is, like find a way where you're advocating for somebody else, not just like, I'm the best, give me more money, but like, here is the community that I am fighting for. Here is the work that I'm doing. Here is why what I am up to is powerful and worthwhile and who I am supporting. And then I can be mama bear and I can go to bat for the people that I care about without having that come across as though I'm bossy or too much or, any of those things that is a way that people can really, oh, that's cute. Hush you. We're done listening now,
That's the way you talk to me all the time.
What? Never.
And you can also add, the thing is you have to, because in the community, like what we do, we have to be the voice for the community. We have to create the awareness in the community because a lot of times people see homeless people or hungry people and they'll go, oh, that's a shame or whatever, but they're not moved to do anything. You know what I'm saying? So you have to be the one who speak up for the ones who don't have the voice to speak up for themselves. And the difficulty that I found is for a woman, when you do that kind of stuff, people look at you and say, oh, they're so sweet, you know, that kind of stuff. Oh, she's so cute. Oh, she's whatever. All that's nonsense. The truth of the matter is, they don't take you as serious. You know what I'm saying? They're like, oh, you're so sweet. And, you know, and I am sweet. Don't get me wrong. I am. My kids will tell you I'm sweet until I'm not, and all that kind of good stuff, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, you have to understand, you have to be really adamant about the things that you're trying to do. And say, yes, you know, and I love to love, and I love to hold and all that kind of stuff. But when I'm doing my business, when I'm trying to fight for somebody, I actually really try to fight for somebody, you know, and still try to remember, because what it is when you're in a big group of people, you have to remember that you still have a place at the table. You know, there really is a seat at the table for you. It may look like you can't find it, but there really is a seat. If you have a vision or a dream to do something or a desire to make an impact, there really is a place for you. You know, sometimes you got to push people over, you know, but you got to, you know, not hurt them. I come from
elbows, no big deal.
And Nicole, I want to bounce this question to you, but I wanted to bring in Laurissa Rex. How are you, Laurissa? Laurissa is, in my opinion, she is absolutely a bull in business. This woman is no joke. And I wanted to introduce specifically, Laurissa, I wanted to introduce you to Reverend Felicia if you didn't meet her already, because she's a big veterans advocate. You are a vet.
Yes, she is.
Oh, hey, thank you for your service. Thank you so much.
So how you been, Laurissa? Tell us what's good. What's going on? What do you do?
No, I've been fine. I'm just tired. I think that's obvious, right? No, what do I do? I do a lot. What a loaded question. I mean,
you can handle it.
Where do you want to start?
Why don't we start? Okay. Why don't we start at the one place I actually you and I really connected on initially, which was the event production.
Okay. Yep. So I'm the CEO of Third Eye Event Productions. We've been in business about 5 years. September will be 5 years for the event company. I run paranormal events. I run some conventions, some festivals, stuff like that. And I do a Dine with the Dead series. It's kind of spread throughout the Northeast at this point. And yeah, me and Eric connected. Oh, and I also did talent management, and that's actually how we really connected.
Yeah, that's how we really connected.
Yeah, but I kind of stopped that business, and now just focusing on the event production.
So, and I'm glad you could be here. But jumping back to you, Nicole, we have one other person which I'm going to bring in because we might as well just make it a crowded room. I don't see Tanya there. Tanya Torres, are you there? There she is. This is this woman here, and again, I'm gonna get this question to you, Nicole. Tanya is another powerhouse. Like I'm telling you, everybody here tonight is just like, when I say the energy is off the chart, we can pretty much probably solve the energy crisis in the world with the people coming here tonight. Tanya's got a great story too. We actually have you on our all the way back from the first procurement con we did in Jersey City, where you told us your story. But Tanya, Tanya, you're everywhere. You got Glam Warriors, the Glam Warriors truck, Glam Warriors Inc. Now you're doing Yoga Lattes. It's like
Yoga Lattes Warrior.
Yoga Latte Warrior. It's just crazy.
Yes. Nice to meet all of you. I'm sorry. I just finished teaching a class. This is why I look sweaty. So I'm sorry.
No, you're fine.
I'm multitasking. There's not enough hours in a day, but I'm happy to be on. We did meet a few years ago. And so I own a company called Glam Truck Warriors. It's a mobile body waxing and brow bar studio on a Sprinter. I've had it for about 6 years. It was birthed out of COVID, so I travel around Bergen County, New Jersey, and the surrounding areas. I pull right up into your driveway or at events, and people can come outside and have their services done. Initially, I started doing in-home services when it was COVID, and I really wanted to get a divorce, and I had to figure out how I was going to take care of my daughter. So if you've ever been in a situation where your back's against the wall, you'll do whatever you have to do to get the job done. So I got my kid a cell phone. She was 9 at the time. And I made a really tough decision, and I left her home, and I said, I'm going to go out and make some money. And I did. It was very successful. And that next year we moved out. I got a divorce, and I made 6 figures that first year. So it was very popular. People like it. I still have it. Although it's changed in regards to how many hours I put in. My life has changed a little bit. My daughter's a dancer in New York at Alvin Ailey, so I don't have as many hours to be on the road. But I wound up doing a TV show in 22. It was an equity crowd fund to raise money, kind of like Shark Tank. It's called America's Real Deal, and it was well received. And so I wanted to scale here in New Jersey, but there are some regulations on mobile businesses, and I had to decide what I was going to do. And recently they just reached out. They would like to acquire the company and scale it in another state. So that's what I'm working on. I'm working on my exit strategy right now. So that's it. I pivoted into health and wellness and fitness, and I have the Yoga Pilates Warrior. I teach yoga, Pilates, and I feel like people say you do a lot of different things, and I think it's all the same, right? It's making ourselves feel good, look good from the inside and out, and any way I can do that and spend my time as I'm in my 40s now, that's what I want to be doing, and just helping others and learning from you guys and being a part of this wonderful panel.
Thank you for being here. So jumping back to you, Nicole, the question was about the resources as a small business. Like, how are you accessing them? What are you doing, or what did you do, or did you even know the resources were there when you launched your brand?
Oh gosh, well, going back to like when when I founded Elevate, that was 2011. I definitely did not know about any small business resources. It was like totally self-funded, and just long hours, and my kids were little, unfortunately. It's like there's the constant pull, I'm sure a lot of you feel, where it's like when you're at the office, you maybe feel like you should be with the kids. When you're with the kids, you've got all this work on your mind. But just a lot of elbow grease. And now I think at this point, I'd say the biggest resource I have is other people. So the quality of my relationship. So, working with casting directors, managers of, who maybe I share talent with or would like to share talent with, as well as, people. Some of my friends are in the finance side, and I've come to learn, of course, how important the finance side is to even the entertainment industry, even though, I think of it as art and passion, and it's like, but at the end of the day, it is a business. And so I think, to some of the other things that were said, one of the biggest things we can do in I guess is to work in unison with other people and to uplift others. Because when you're promoting other people, like my clients, and even the business of, say, people who've helped me who are tangentially related to us, that's when I find the most interesting doors open up. Even how I met Eric, which is funny. He was casting one of my cryptozoologists, which is, in layman's term, a monster hunter, for one of his supernatural events. So again, that's just where I was working for someone else, and being of service.
So, Nicole, I actually have this question because you actually brought something, and it actually was one of my questions that I had for you. I do research, and I separated my questions by who I was speaking to. So it's funny that you spoke about networking. How important is networking versus talent.
Now, when you say versus talent, do you mean executive talent or talent like my actors?
Executive talent.
Oh,
Network. Well, I guess it could kind of go either way, because talent could only take you so far. You could be the most talented person in the world, whether you're an artist, an actor, or a singer, or a dancer. If you do not know how to network and actually advocate for yourself, it's a failure. It's like a waste of energy.
100%. And it's become so clear to me the importance and the joy of networking. And I feel like some of the American way, we're kind of taught like, oh, fierce independence and you can do it on your own and don't worry about other people. And it's like, that is so incorrect. And I feel like you need to lift each other up, as well as just to have a sense of meaning in our lives, to be a part of a community, and to know that you exist in a way that really does impact people around you. It's just so joyful. So I've come to that over the course of time, to realize that it's much more important than I ever believed when I started out.
So, I do want to pass that same question over to you, Laurissa, because you running a business, and you having dealt with, being in the same sort of space as her, where you're managing talent for a while. Now you're focused on the event. I mean, hit us with with that knowledge. I mean, I'm a little afraid of you. I'm not gonna lie, Laurissa. I'm just beating my ass. So on the phone, she's like, about to kill me. So I got to make sure I get questions over to her.
Afraid of somebody?
Stop. I'm completely harmless. I think that it's a mixture. You really need executive talent and networking. You can't really just have one. In my experience, what I've gone through, the executive talent kind of comes in when you're trying to network with people that maybe don't want to network, or are a little harder to infiltrate the circles of certain groups. In my industry, I don't know what everybody else's industry is like, but Eric, I think you know what I'm talking about. Like when we deal with the paranormal arena, or even the horror arena, that executive.
I'm just going to say it because you won't. They're all just a lot of catty bitches.
I mean, I would have said it. I just didn't know that I was allowed to. I was trying.
There's no censorship. No.
I was trying. So listen, networking for me, and executive talent, I have a master's in business, but I was in the Army for most of my adult life and retired from the Army. And when I exited the Army, COVID happened around that time frame. And during COVID, that's when the whole event thing started. I know Eric knows my story. That's kind of when the ghost hunting started. Everybody was bored. So that's what I went out and did. When I tried to get into conventions just to simply be a vendor, okay, when I tried to network with people in my own field, the rejection that was there, I never seen anything like it. So petty, so catty, so nasty. And coming from literally 17, I went in the military and retired. So I grew up there in an industry where people have your back. They don't have to like you, but they have your back. And then I get into this new industry in the civilian world where I'm having a hard time transitioning anyway, and everybody is your enemy. So I basically put a lot of my business, my business degree that I got while I was in the military, a lot of that to use, and tried to use that to network. And then when that didn't work, I had to switch it up and pretty much adapt and overcome, as we call in the military, and adjust to these circles of people. And as Eric so aptly pointed out, decide which catty bitches I was going to put up with versus those that I was just not going to even try to deal with.
Well, the one thing is I believe in the collaborative economy. I think it's the only real economy that is going to get us through the next decade. Because if there's one thing is again, through meeting you and then talking to you through what I do, and then you and I we should do this together. Let's talk about this, or just even sharing ideas. Hey, Eric, here's a piece of advice. Same thing with Betty. We met Betty at Procurement Con, our event, and so we build this. I love building an ecosystem of collaboration, because that is how I don't need to be a gatekeeper. And I know everybody in here has run into the gatekeepers who are like, yeah, I could give you the name in my black book, but I want a finder's fee. Like, that's not progressing anybody forward. And that's all that's good for is a lunch. So, yeah. But listen, I want to get Kanani. I'm going to have to boot you.
Wait, I have a question for Kanani before you kick her out.
I'm here.
Yeah. Before you kick her out, I have a question.
I'm actually kicking out 2 people because we got 2 on deck.
Okay, so who was the other person? So,
I'm not telling.
Well, you better tell. So, Kalani, what qualities separate a successful entrepreneur from those who give up? And this could go to everyone, by the way, too. But this was
I'd like to see that question round robin.
I mean, if I put on my like mom hat, it's grit. You know, just sticking with it. And this is a really challenging thing because on the one hand, you can say to somebody, you know, have grit, just keep trying. And what that leads to is somebody who has gone out and they built this whole thing and it's not working, but they just try to grit that thing and right into the ground. And it's like, girl, you should have closed that business down a year ago and started something new. And, you know, and so it's not just about like having the, you know, drive, motivation, like those things are all really important, but it's understanding. For me, it's always like, okay, can I go back to the data? What does the data say? You know, what was my original hypothesis when I started this? My hypothesis was, I think my customers are going to like X. And then I'm going out into the market and I'm talking to my customers and I'm making sales and I'm testing that. And I'm saying, okay, yes, there is actually a valid business model here. And I'm going to pursue this versus I have this gut feeling. I really like this. So I'm just going to like drive this into the ground. So, you know, whenever I'm like, boy, I think I should give up. I think I'm going in the wrong direction. I just say, okay, like go back to the data. What does the data say? Who can I talk to? Who can I interview? Who can I, you know, what's my discovery process that I can go back to and figure out, am I on the right path? And when I know, okay, I'm on the right path, it's hard, it's a lot, but I know I'm on the right path, then I can stay on that path versus if I'm like, I'm just going on vibes. It's really hard to go for a really long time on vibes.
So, Kanani, give us the plug. What are you plugging today?
What am I plugging today? Come visit me at Outcome Engine. I'm around. I help extraordinary people build whatever it is that they're building. Websites, brands, apps.
And I could say beyond a shadow of a doubt, working with Kanani, even before she had Outcome Engine. You know, I absolutely, when I say she has the keys to the kingdom, I confidently say that in truth. In truth, 100%, this woman could shut down Black Ink like that.
And I would never.
I know you wouldn't, but I'm just saying that the work you do for us, and we meet every week, and it's amazing to have that professional relationship with her. And I'm really glad for it. I'm glad you're part of Black Ink and working with us. And if you ever leave, there's a hole in the desert for you. Just saying.
Yes, sir.
All right. So outcomeengine.io, that's where you're going to find Kanani. If you're a small business, a mid-sized business, a large business, check them out. They build outcome engines.
We do.
All right, Kanani, thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
So I'm going to bring in 2 more people. We're going to start with, and this question is still live, just so everybody knows. So I would love to hear this from everybody.
I'm going to repeat the question just in case.
Okay, great.
What qualities separate successful entrepreneurs from those who give up?
Okay. And with that said, so when I met this woman, I was literally, I would argue, a football field away. And she gets on stage and she starts singing. I swear to God, I was in the middle of this big event in all the vendors. And I'm not an R&B person. It's the last thing on my list to listen to. But I heard this woman from across the thing and I'm like, who is that? And I had the beeline over to hear the angelic voice of Lavonne Nichols show up on stage. And it was a harrowing day. That was, somebody messed with my run of show, and they could have been in a hole in the desert too at that point. But I beelined, and I was mesmerized by this woman's voice. Lavonne, you are an entrepreneur, an inspiration, and welcome to the show.
Well, thank you. Thank you for that introduction. And hello, everyone. I've been enjoying the commentary so far. So, hello.
Thank you. And then I'm going to let you intro this next person, Chris, because this is somebody you found that just is like energy personified, like nuclear energy.
Who is it?
Your gal, Kimberly.
Okay, so ladies, this is a bestie of mine, and how me and this wonderful, amazing woman, wow, it's over 15 years of friendship.
Oh my God. Wow.
We met when I was, I left DTF radio, internet radio, and I was blessed with a position at Urban Latino Radio. And Kimberly's show was one of the shows I was brought into as a female DJ to be the other female of the group. So there was a male DJ and a female DJ, and then 2 male co-hosts, and then it was Kimberly and Julian, and we have been inseparable since. She was at my wedding. She caught my bouquet. This is my sister, my love. This is a talent in every way. She's an amazing, as a Puerto Rican woman, I can say she's one of the most amazing salsa dancers there is, and she makes the best sugar body scrub. That's it. That's what I want to say.
Wow, thank you.
By the way,
Welcome, ladies. Welcome.
Thank you.
So, Betty, before I boot you out of the system, you need to answer that question, and then you need to drop your plug as well. So, answer this question about what makes the difference.
I'm going to be very brief. 3 things. Number 1, we need to go back to the drawing board. You need to create a new strategic plan if the one you have is not working. Second of all, find the right partners to make sure that strategic plan works. Because without partners in this, the way things are nowadays, it's very hard, especially if you're like a small business. And number 3, leadership. You need to believe in yourself, and you need to believe in your team in order for that strategic plan and those partners to follow your lead and you go to the next stage. And so my handle, I'm going to be on June 16 as Cybersecurity 26, Blanken. So I'll be hosting a workshop as Betty Grullon. And then I'm going to be a POP in July 11 and 12 as Betty Nova. So please come, let's have a conversation and get a copy of the book. And you can find me at bettynova.com, or you can find me on Instagram as Betty_Nova_.
Yep. Check out that book. It is a really good self-help, self-awareness. There it is. And it's not just a book, everybody. Listen, straight up. Betty also does works, is got a whole retreat thing. And so it's not just you read a book. There's a whole thing going on. So check out Betty Nova. And we will see you at Cybersecurity 26 wearing your IT hat. And then we will see you at Popped wearing your Help Guru hat.
Yes. And by the way, fun fact, I actually am Elevate 8 2026 winner. It's in my PROGSIT website. So thank you so much, Nicole.
All right. So, Betty, thank you for being on. I will definitely catch up with you.
Absolutely. Love
Appreciate you very much.
Hope to see you in any of these amazing events that Eric hosts.
All right. Take care, Betty.
Bye.
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 So I'm going to bring on one more guest. I'm bringing you on early, Shanell Red, 5-time. It's 5-time Grammy nominee or 5-time Grammy Award.
You're muted.
You're on mute. You're muted.
5-time Grammy nominated. Hello, everyone.
Hi, Shanell.
Hey, Shanell.
Hello.
So if I say 5-time Grammy Award, I'd be the one lying.
Hey, Speaking it into existence. That's right. I love it.
All right. So I'm embellishing, right? That's okay. Creative license.
So because I'm cutting you, because Betty brought up leadership, I actually have a question.
We got to finish this first question.
No, I think Betty kind of hit it. Everyone hit it in the bud. What more are they going to add to that? They
I don't know.
hit it like Kanani hit it hard. Everyone's giving.
Can I just pause you there a second? Tanya, I got to say, I'm watching you drive, right? And in all honesty, I mean, I'm not trying to be like weird or nothing, but you keep looking at the camera like you're at a model shoot, like, you know, like we're the camera guy and just snapping away and you just keep jogging the eyes over. Like, I mean, you know.
I'm trying to be present. I don't want to be like dismissive and be like looking all around like I'm looking at the camera.
Please, we understand you're driving.
Be safe.
I'm fantastic.
I'm to my house right now. I'm here already. I'm good. I'm good. I'm happy to be here. No,
I feel like I need the camera. Like,
no, I'm pulling up to my house right now.
Okay,
You guys drove.
As long as you're safe.
Perfect. Perfect. I just want to tack on to that question. Can I just add, a little something? Because now that I'm here, I think the best way to stay relevant and to what separates is you need to know your weaknesses as a leader, as a business owner. And every great CEO knows that when you're not good at something, you hire people that are better than you in the areas that you are weak so that you're good in every aspect. And sometimes when we're not good at something, it can feel scary to hire somebody that is going to fill that role, but it just goes to show you're confident in your product or whatever your business is. And you need to, whether that be, hiring the proper accountant or hiring somebody that's better on socials. I think it's important that, we add that to what separates, being successful, in addition to being able to be malleable and change as the times change. So keep revisiting that business plan. Maybe it's not where you're at now, may be different than when you first started. So really understand your business thoroughly. That may be understanding the numbers, understanding what areas need work. And so that's just what I wanted to add.
Agreed. I love that.
Not like Tanya just full 360'd it. Like,
there you go.
She found a little weak spot.
All right, but, see.
But since Betty brought up leadership and that we have Reverend Felicia here, I have a question for her. And this actually probably will go for everyone as well, but I felt like this question fits more with Reverend Felicia and everything that she does. What role does faith play in empowerment and leadership? I think you're on mute.
Let me see. Here. There you go. Go ahead.
Okay, so repeat the question. I'm sorry. Can you hear me?
Yes, because so I asked what role does faith play in empowerment? But I'm gonna put that on hold really quick because I want to ask Laurissa something because I think she has to go soon.
Okay.
Laurissa, with everything you would do and the fact that you're in production and media, and it's a hard industry, especially with women, it's still another male-dominated industry. What advice would you give to women when they're trying to break into media and production? And I wish Tanya was here because this is also a question for Tanya.
Well, Tanya is here.
No, not Tanya. Tina. Sorry.
Do you mean media as in like creating the TV show, like that type of media?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, media
and production.
Mm-hmm.
I can't really hear you. Can you repeat that? I'm so sorry.
It's okay. The question was, what advice would you give women trying to break into media and production?
Well, I mean, I never didn't accomplish something I set out to do. You got to find a way to do it. You know, if you want to do something and someone says you can't, you have to say, watch me, and you have to find a way to do it. And it kind of goes back to piggybacking off of what you asked about, that these ladies already answered, which was exactly my answer. It was, Tanya, you hit it on the head. The finding what your weaknesses were and making sure you team up with the right people and you trust your judgment in bringing on the right people to make your vision come to life when you're falling short in certain areas. Because as much as we want to think we're superheroes, we really aren't, and we're not great at everything. And that, in addition to what Betty said before she left, you know, leadership, your business plan, all that good stuff. I think if you have a really well-rounded view of the world and of what you're capable of within it, and you set yourself a goal, you're going to be able to reach that goal. You just need to find the right way to do it and surround yourself with the right people and resources. So my advice would be never give up. Just take a step back and see where you're falling short and reach out to someone you trust.
See?
All right. And so you have to bounce. You have to leave, Laurissa. So
I'm sorry, guys.
You know, I'm gonna hold that against you, and I'll get you later.
Don't hold it against me. I was here at 7:30. I was here at 7:27.
I still gotta have something to use against you, so get over it.
Well, listen, in addition to everything else I do, I am a mom of 4 kids. I'm a property owner, and I know you muted my mic a few times. It's because they're moving in upstairs. There's lots of noise. So a lot going on tonight. But I wanted to be here to support you, Eric, because I think you're one of the greatest people I've met, like in this industry. Just overall, and no, I'm not blowing sunshine. I really do think that you understand the concept of how to get along with others, how to support others. And that to me is huge, because we all need to be doing that no matter what industry we're in. We shouldn't be, like you said earlier, gatekeeping or trying to hold someone else down. There's enough for everyone. And if we work together, I think everybody would be more successful. So, you know, I wanted to be here to support you because I know me and you have talked about that, and I think what you're doing is great, and especially bringing on these powerful, beautiful ladies. I think you just like to surround yourself with beauty, but you know, that's another story for another day.
Thanks. Just you outing me? Is that what you're doing?
I did.
Well, you're on our list. You're on the list for the proposal I'll be delivering in about 60 days, so you know what Black Ink is doing and how you're involved. All right.
Awesome.
So we'll catch up.
I will agree.
Before
Can
she
I plug
goes.
my handle?
Plug everything. You got to drop it all.
All right. HauntedMafia.events. Every haunted event that I do. GoUnderworld.com for my upcoming convention. Also, the other conventions are listed on HauntedMafia.events. My book, The Waldorf Effect, if you're into the creepy, if you're into the paranormal, talks about a historical location in the Lehigh Valley in Pennsylvania. That's also the set of a famous movie, LLC, and it's actually haunted. So it's a research-driven book. And then 24 Hours in Hell, A Paranormal Journey Through Hell House, will be released by Terror Films. I'm the creator and one of the lead investigators on it. Comes out in January 2027 across all global streaming platforms. So that's it.
We'll promote it.
Thank you so much.
We'll push it. All right. Thank you, Laurissa. I appreciate you being here.
So I'm going to go back to Reverend.
Take care.
Reverend Felicia, my question for you, and obviously it goes to everyone because everyone probably has some play on this. What role does faith play in empowerment and leadership? She's mute.
Got her. Go ahead.
So faith is what it has to do with empowerment. Tells you to let people know that they matter. That faith, you encourage people through faith to let them know that even when some people say that you're not worth anything, you let them know that you see the possibilities within them. You know, everybody has issues that they struggle with, and let them know that they're not there by themselves, that they're not alone in this planet, on this earth. There's somebody there who cares about them. My faith tells me that if I see someone hurting, I'm supposed to be able to do something. I may not be able to do everything, but I can do something. And I can encourage somebody else that no matter what they're going through, that they're not by themselves in it. And there's always going to be light at the end of the tunnel. The struggle is real, is true, but it's not the end of the story, you know. So faith says to me, it depends on which area of faith you're talking about. Faith says that when I look into you, I speak life to you because I know that your life is valuable. That's what faith has to do with encouraging other people, that you can do it. Like even when we talk about success, like with our nonprofit, everybody's success is going to look different because everybody's life is different. Everybody's experience is different, but everybody can reach a level of success no matter what goes on with them, and they're okay.
Does anybody else want to take on that question?
Kim.
Oh, Kim's grabbing it. Okay.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Hi guys. How you doing? Hope all is well. I love that question actually. Thank you. Yeah. Because the reason why I say that is because number one, I'm a youth, I direct a dance youth program, and then I also started my own. And one thing that I pride myself in is my faith. Um, and the key thing, as the Reverend was stating, you know, everybody's like going through something. And now that I work with young children and they're very impressionable, especially during these times. So I kind of like wrote a couple of things down where faith and empowerment definitely go hand in hand because as the Reverend say, like I'm constantly, as much as I'm hard, I'm like, hey, we got to get this done. You're speaking life into that child or the children. You're letting them know that they're worth way more than what, because I have kids that are bullied. I have kids that are dealing with parents who have substance abuse. I have children that just had a little like rough patches, or I've got kids that are blessed with 2-family home. So you're helping them seek their identity through the faith. You're giving them the courage to face whatever it is that that's bothering them. You're building resilience that no matter what is going on around them, whether if it's at school, at home, or just out in general, they can handle it. They can push through. Is giving them hope. And of course, the main thing is confidence, because I never allow any of my dancers, I call them my babies, 'cause I don't have kids personally, not yet. It just builds that confidence. Like I don't allow them like to walk with their head down, not even shoulders slouching. I said, how you walk in is how people are going to see you. And let's see yourself with the light that you have. That's why I feel faith and empowerment. And of course, I pray with them. I pray with my babies. Their parents know hands down. But yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, Nicole, I think you wanted to chime in on that question as well.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I feel like faith comes in a lot as the leader of something as well, because there's so many times when things seem to be going roughly, right? Like you lose a key employee, you lose certain clients, you know, things happen. And one of my colleagues who I brought aboard my team always reminds me to have faith. And she says, you have to have faith that this is exactly the plan, right? That this is exactly what God wants for you. And even though you think, oh, this development is going to be something negative, she said, just have faith, because you're going to see that ultimately this is in your best interest, and this is in your company's best interest and in your client's best interest. And she's right. It doesn't mean it's not going to be hard, right? Like walking the path that we do as entrepreneurs and people of faith is not an easy path. But I really do appreciate that reminder that she gives me. And I say sometimes it's so challenging to have faith that it is going to ultimately turn out for the better. But she's always right. I always tell her, I'm like, I'm like, yeah, you know, remember when you were talking about this? Like, you're so right. I see how this is the better path. And to that, as long as you are making decisions, keeping your integrity, that's, I think, number one. And number two, that you are following your gut instinct, because if you listen to that inner voice, I feel like that's sort of like, I don't know, like God's angels talking to you saying, go this way. As long as you follow those two things, I really do believe that you can have faith that you're on the right path. And that's really important, I think, as a leader and as a business person.
Well, thank you for that. So Shanell, and I want to bounce that question off of you too, Lavonne, but I want to get Shanell in here real quick because she's like waving her hands, like I gotta say something.
Hi again, guys. How are you? I just want to say this is a great thing for me to be in this live right now to hear you guys speak. It's very motivational because I've been doing music since I was 14. I'm blessed to still do music. I'm 50. I will be 58. And God has blessed me to do music. And in this industry that I am in, faith is the biggest part of who I am and what I do, from helping artists to helping the youth as well. But it's a male dominating industry on this side. I don't know if you guys deal with the same thing, but I have to have a lot of faith dealing with a lot of men on this side. Because they don't think women can do just as much as they can, if not better. And I find myself having to prove myself a lot, and just having a faith, I stopped explaining myself. And I felt that diving into that more and feeling like I got to be combative about it, about what I do, instead of me talking about it, I just did it. And I kept my faith, and I also have women around me that have to deal with the same thing. So me hearing you guys speak about this is so important, because we were just having a meeting about this a couple of weeks ago about, getting endorsements and getting all these wonderful things that have landed in our lap because we chose to just be stern about what we do, but praying before everything we do, giving each other shoulders to lean on, having conversations instead of keeping it to ourselves, and I told them, faith goes a long way in moving in this industry, especially with how things are now. And just hearing you guys say the things that you're saying just proves to me that we're on a right path of moving and staying faith-based and just being supportive of each other as women.
I'm happy Shanell brought that
I
up
love
because of the simple fact, like, here's proof. My career started with this very woman, Kimberly, and she has been not only a best friend of mine, but a supporter and a true supporter in everything I do, just like I support her in everything I do. And if it wasn't for having a strong woman backing up, because in the music industry, it is a male dominant industry, especially in the DJ industry. It was hard. And then I had to hide a secret because I wanted to prove myself that I wasn't a good DJ because my cousin was a legendary DJ. I hid that my entire DJ career, and here I am 15 something years later finally announcing I'm Charlie Chase's little cousin, but I made a name for myself without anyone knowing that. And it was not easy. It was hard, and the backlash that women face, it's challenging. And if I didn't have Kim or Janelle or Charles, may she rest in peace, or Julian, and having them back me and have my back, or having DJ brothers that actually push me, I probably would have gave up a long time ago because of the things that you face as a woman. And Shanell hit it right on the money. If you don't have someone to talk to or someone to back you up, it is hard. And I'm so happy she said that, because a lot of women in the industry still face it today. I know, Lavonia, have you faced these challenges as well? Oh, we're on mute.
Got you.
Yeah, I've faced very, very many, many challenges in the different vehicles that I move in. But you said something, and it's about your village, and so it's really important to have good people around you. Blessed and honored to have Eric a part of my village as a supporter, as
Thank you.
someone who's always putting you in a good light and sharing, allowing you to share your gift. But I made sure that in the different areas that I move in, that I have someone that I can talk to, that's going to be a champion of you, that's going to speak your name in rooms that you're not in, is really important. In addition to your faith, I believe that God, imparts something in people to champion you and to support you and to give you that call. When you're having a bad day, it comes out of nowhere, but God, puts somebody on your heart and you reach out to them. And so, it helps get through the challenges when they do arise, because they're going to arise. But it's important to, as you're empowering yourself and you're being resilient and having faith, that you have, people around you that will continue to support you as well.
And speaking of support, since I've got the Rev here, I hope you don't mind me calling you Rev. That's it. That's my nickname now for you. Everybody, if you're in my circle, if you get a nickname, it's an Italian thing, right? But we're planning to do a charity event. We're hoping to get one put together this year, and MorLove is going to be one of the recipients of that event. And Lavonne, I'm going to put this right out there. You got to remind me, stay on top of me. I would love for you to sing at this event. It's going to be a big open.
Don't worry, you don't need to remind him. I got you.
We're gonna plan this. It's going to be a sort of this combination of an outdoor event with like a bunch. It's not a festival. It's not going to have rides and stuff like that. But it's got vendors and celebrities, and we're going to try to make everything big and have a really good time and help the Rev over here.
Yeah.
I'm just going to announce this too. Popped, just for anybody who sees this, and anybody, the Pop Convention, July 11th and 12th, a portion of the proceeds are going over to the Reverend over here, and MorLove. We're making sure we do that. We are actually having a very specific go-kart race with former Power Ranger actors. So it's going to be Challenge the Power Rangers to a go-kart race, and the proceeds from that are going to be going over to the Reverend. So we're excited to support you. And Lavonne, definitely, because I got to hear you sing again live.
Thank you.
I'm telling you, people, you just got to Shanell hook up with Lavonne. I'm telling you.
Yes, Shanell, we have to connect.
That would be amazing right there. That is
absolutely. But Tanya, I want to bounce that same question about faith off of you. Where you're landing on that with that.
Well, I will say I'm going to be honest. I'm not a religious person, but I think that faith, you could still have faith. And as a yoga instructor, I feel like leading a yogic life is a religion. Okay. And all of the core values of being a human being and being a part of humanity come into play when I operate every day. And I'm dealing with women, especially when I'm having them on the truck, and let's say I'm going to wax them. I'm just bringing an example. They're in a vulnerable state, right? And we need to have trust. They need to know that they're in a safe space. They need to know that there's confidence and confidentiality. And so I think, that's really big in how I operate with each person that I interact with every single day. I think that having faith in the fact that, yeah, there's going to be challenges, but sticking to a routine, caring for my body and my mind every day goes into that, because if those things are not in order, I will not be able to care for myself and or others. And I'm a mom. I have a teenager, 16. You know how that goes. So I think having faith, having consistency in your actions daily is really important for success. So that's how I incorporate faith into my everyday. That's what I would say.
I'm gonna send us down a different path here about, I'm going to head back into this because I forget, I think it was Shanell had said, in the music industry, it's a very male dominated industry. The reality is every industry is male dominated. That's the bottom line. I mean, I don't care. You can throw
Even the beauty
anything
industry is male dominated.
It is. It's anybody up the food chain, anybody who's it's always a male dominated. So there's a male perspective on everything. There's a male delivery on a lot of things. There's a lot of times that yes, women get overlooked for an idea or a direction by an ego. The bottom line is it's an ego. And I guess my lead in here is I come from survival mode. Like I stopped being in survival mode probably in my late 30s. That was probably when I finally started going, okay, not everybody's out to murder me. And I could trust people. And I still, to this day, I mean, even a decade later, I'm still very, very reticent in my life, but I'm not in survival mode anymore. I'm in success mode. But I feel like women, you are in survival mode just in that male dominated space. It's a consistent. Am I wrong? Am I right? Am I going down the path here where I shouldn't be? Like, talk to me. Somebody bring that one up. Go ahead, Tom.
I think you hit the nail on the head. I think it's really, really challenging sometimes. Even when I did the show and I had to do a pitch deck and explain, how the business works. You have men who do not even get the service, and they're like, well, why don't we need to wrap your van and have them know when you're coming. And it's like, a woman's not going to feel comfortable announcing that she's getting naked in a truck in the middle of her neighborhood. There's all it's just this happens. Right now I'm running into that challenge. I'm dealing with a company called the Independent Stock Market, and we are preparing to sell the company. And just, everything is about the bottom line, how they see fit, as opposed to what's best for the operator, what's going to be best for the operator, what's going to be best for the consumer. And I think it's really challenging. I've had to learn to really stick to my ground, use the numbers to my benefit, but also be firm, because I'm the person beta testing. I'm the person out in the field. And it's taken me many years to get to this place where if I don't feel comfortable doing something, if it doesn't feel right, I'm not going to do it. And that takes time, finding that confidence. And I think it has to go in every aspect of your life, right? With the friendships that you have, with the relationships with your partner, how you're with your children. You need to find your voice and feel confident that you're making decisions from the right place, because if not, you can easily lose yourself or have somebody, especially men. I hate to say it like that, but yeah, I agree with you 100%.
Who wants to tackle that question?
I think everyone did tackle it.
Well, I was talking about, being in like permanent survival mode.
Oh, yeah, that permanent survival mode. I kind of got lost in with what Tanya said and Lavonne. So
Lavonne.
Sorry.
Thank you.
Across the head.
But Nicole hit that for us. Why I
get
this question ready.
What I feel like, I agree with Eric actually, and I think it comes down a lot to the fact that women are expected to wear so many hats. So, right, because we have our career path, but that never negates our position as mothers, and if you're, if you have a partner, what you're supposed to be as a mate as well. But it's just like, I think we also put a lot of pressure on ourselves to be. I watch some of my friends who are like, female executives, and it's so much easier to see on somebody else. But I look at them and I'm like, wow, they put so much pressure to be physically perfect, and maybe they've just had a baby, and then they're expected back in the office like the next day. And then you've got these executives who are like, why aren't you here? And I'm thinking, oh my God, I know she's not sleeping. I know she's got a newborn at home, but she's just been made, this huge, she's like one of my friends, she's got a huge executive position while pregnant. And, and newly married. And I think that it's such a difficult thing to balance all of it out. So yeah, you end up in constant survival mode, especially if you're a perfectionist. And I think most entrepreneurs are. That's part of what draws us to follow our passions.
Yeah, the survival mode. I feel like there was a time in my life where I did live there pretty constantly, and then I realized that like this thing can like really take take you over, take you out. And so there are times I just kind of look at the seasons and like what needs my energy, what needs my attention right now. And then I start to say, okay, do I have the capacity for this? If I don't, it has to kind of go to the wayside right now. And I just trust that, you know, if it's supposed to be, it will be. But if it is stressing me out, if it's disturbing my peace, like I just can't do it. And so that does come with maturity, that does come with knowing your purpose and knowing that, you know, what God has for you is for you. What you want to do, you will do. But if this right over here is not working, then I need to get help. You know, I need to get some support, or I need to put that on the back burner right now. But just being in survival mode, being stressed out, being like jam packed to capacity is just not, you know, it's not healthy for any of us. But it does take, you know, time. I'm a life coach, and so, you know, I do kind of, you know, tell people like it's not something that comes just overnight. It's a way of life. And when you realize that when you put yourself in survival mode, and you're max to capacity, other things fall, your health and other things. So it's just healthier to start making steps in the direction of like living to a place where you live to the capacity that you have, and then you prioritize.
Thank you for that. Yeah, I get it. So now you're making me think like, oh God, do I have to reevaluate my life?
No, you don't. You're very woman. Come on, you came up with this. You came up with this whole jam session.
Well, like I said in the beginning of all this,
I just like poked the bear a little bit, and he just came up with this.
Well, it's because again, I had my grandmother was very inspiring. She was a powerful woman. I didn't have my father figure. He was my uncle, and he was a cop. But you know, I saw all the power in the juggling and handling of life and handling the problems. I saw it there. I saw it with my grandmother. Reverend, I'm going to politely kick you out, but I want to. I want you to give everybody like, what's the next big thing you're doing? What's going on?
So in September, on the third Saturday in September, we're having our Ladies High Tea. It's for our Veterans Housing Initiative. If you're able to come, we could really use the support. You could see, go to our website, www.mlrcc.org, and visit us there. Please keep us in prayer. Eric, thank you so much. Chris, you are my honey. She's my new honey. Chris has been my old honey. Real quick story, and I'm going to leave. Chris said, he sent me an email one day. He said, you know, I'm not really a hugger, but I feel compelled. And yeah. I'm so glad because I am a hugger. And I will always hug you whenever I meet you.
Yeah,
and her hugs are
Yeah.
I am the least huggy person on the planet. I actually tell Mark all the time, stop hugging people. Stop hugging people. Stop it. It's unprofessional.
This has been amazing. All of you women are just amazing. Thank you so much for having me.
And Reverend, it's been a pleasure. You know, I love and adore you. You are amazing. And I look forward to keeping, you know, our relationship growing and building. And hopefully we can get to that dream property for you and that housing and make that happen.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Reverend.
Bye.
So I have a question. This will go for all the women here. And I know we lost Shanell, but this question was inspired between what she said, Tanya, kind of everyone here. You know, as women, we face so much, especially when it comes to criticism. And sometimes that criticism, when it comes at us, it is either feels personal or intentional, or they're throwing it our way just because we're a woman. And then women of color or Hispanic descent kind of get it a little bit more. So I want to ask you ladies, how do you handle criticism while staying true to yourself?
Go for it, Kimberly.
Especially, well, in the dance world, it's pretty insane. I've been dancing this genre of salsa for over 20 years. Now, as you can see, I am a woman of color, right? And one thing that people seem to forget, that we come in different shapes, colors, and sizes in the Caribbean and within the Latino, Afro, and there's Afro Latino also. The stuff that I personally would have to face is that once I walk into a room, it's like I lack the knowledge, I lack the skill, and the other thing too, if there's a gig, the men are known to get paid more than the women. So it's like, not only because I'm a woman and not only because I am a first gen Haitian woman born here that fell in love with the art of Caribbean dance, because it's still a form of the Caribbean, you got to work 10 times harder. And being the fact that sometimes I don't like to toot my horn. Look, I got beautiful people. Thank you, Chris. That kind of like, oh girl, come on. It's not a matter of haha, hey, look at me. It's like, someone said it earlier. It's like, okay, you said I can't do it. Watch me work. Watch me work. Because you get a lot of, like, especially like you get a lot of doubt. A lot of people, they'll just doubt your capabilities, your ability to do the thing that, like, what you know your God-given purpose is to do. But how I handle it, I say, okay. In the words of Jay-Z, is it Jay-Z? Show me what you got, little mama. Show me what you got. Like, I'm going to show you. I don't have to talk. My skill will explain the whole thing. I'm not going to bow down. I'm not. And I just learned at this big age of 42, I'm finally placing boundaries, and I'm finally not dimming my own light. Because yes, there are people, there's always going to be someone a little bit better than you, but who cares? Because I believe in the bread aisle, right? We each have something to offer. And that's what keeps me grounded. Like, cool, you don't like it here, bye. But I got it. Like, it's just bigging myself up. That's how, if that answers the question. Yeah.
Yeah, who wants to tackle that? Who wants to tackle that question?
I have something to say about it. So I feel like there are different types of criticism, right? So there is helpful criticism where someone says, hey, I've noticed that, you could improve your any number of processes that you have, for example, accounting, say, or the way in which you do something. I'm open to constructive criticism, but I did recently have some criticism from a male colleague that really shocked me, because this is someone who I always thought was in my corner, and he was basically saying, yeah, you can't just come out and say what you think, because you have to bring your femininity to the workplace. And I said, excuse me? In my personal life it was shocking. And I had to, like, mentally chew on what he said, because I also thought, what does he even mean? Because is that somehow I'm not allowed to speak my mind? And it just kind of brought back all those things I've heard where they say, like, if you speak up, it's like, oh, you're bitch or something like that, right? And it's like, no. And I said, I don't think of myself as a woman when I'm doing my job. I'm just doing my job. And so I don't know if any of you, if any of you other women have come across that type of criticism, but that was the only kind that I couldn't go with it. I couldn't adapt anything I was doing based on what they said. I felt like there was nothing I would want to change other than to be aware of people who think that way. who I might be dealing with.
Yeah, you just have your asshole radar up. That's all.
Jump in.
You're on mute.
Okay. Yeah, I'm Nicole. As soon as you said it, I was like, oh no, he didn't. I can't believe he said that. How dare he? But I mean, it just, as soon as you said it, I was like, okay, he was intimidated by what you were saying, and he was trying to like
Bingo.
back you down.
Oh,
So it was kind of like, no, kind of stay in your place type of thing, because you were being assertive. And I agree with you. Like, if you're at work, I'm not thinking, oh, because I'm a woman, I need to approach this situation as a woman. I'm approaching this as someone who's capable of doing my job. But but you know, I feel like I don't like I was just thinking of like, well, have I been in a situation like that before? And I have been the band leader. And as a female, most of my, band would be males, and my singers would be, females, but, trying to get men to respect you. And it's like, okay, if I say this way, does it come off like I'm being a nasty, am I this? And then I'm like, you know what? I have to be who I am. And sometimes I'm soft, and sometimes I'm like, I need you guys to be here on time. And I need you guys to stop playing around, and I need you to do it this way. And so, I'm not going to not be who I am, but we have the ability as females to come in. We can be soft and still be, authoritative. But if we need to be stern, nobody should be telling us that, you can't come the way that they do.
Yeah, thank you for that. I appreciate it, because it was something that this is somebody I've done business with for like 2 decades. And I always thought of him as a supportive human, just supportive in general. And for him to come, like 2 of us from my company who are women, we were just kind of floored. And it made me wonder, wow, I wonder how many other men I do business with think this way, because maybe he just finally got comfortable enough to tell me.
It's either that, or you have elevated enough to really impose a fear of some type in him. You know what I mean? You have to keep that in mind too. Men are very competitive. The end of the day, we're competitive, and we're already competitive internally. We're competitive with each other. We're competitive with anybody out there who might be remotely close to what we're doing. I mean, it's a completely weird fucking mindset. You can be doing, Z through, W, and they're doing A through C. And like, just because you're in the alphabet, you might be a threat. It's a weird thing. And I see the competitive set in men a lot, and we can be very catty about it.
Well, that's interesting. Yeah. I never even considered that, but
Petty
I have to
Betties.
reflect on that.
What you said, Kimberly?
Petty Betties.
Yep. Yeah, drama llamas. They're just like,
oh my goodness.
Tanya, I want your take on this question as well.
So this question, I have faced this in everything that I do. Okay. So the entering into the yoga and Pilates world as a brown Latina is not the easiest thing to do, because of course I live in Bergen County and it's the rich white woman's world. I hate to put it like that, but that's what it is. And I have been in many rooms where, thinking that I'm going to lead the room would be uncomfortable for some of them. And so that was interesting. I decided to do an apprenticeship. So we talked about creating community. I'm going to tie it in a bow. I decided, if that is the case, then I'm going to find where I can be myself with people that will love and support me. So I drive to Hoboken, even though I live in the Fort Lee area, about 35 minutes away. I travel. I work for a studio. He is an Afro-Latino, Black and Dominican owned. He's a gay owner. And I'm like, we're going to check all the fucking boxes then. If that's what we're going to do, we're going to do it. Okay. He owns multiple studios. He's viral. We're opening a studio in New York, and I will be an instructor there as well. So sometimes, you just got to find your tribe. Now I have people calling me. Oh, hey, I saw you online. You're working at this place. You're doing this. So I will give you an early plug. I'll be teaching at the Fabletics at Garden State Plaza later in the month. I have been working consistently teaching with them. So sometimes you just got to find your lane, what works for you. And now I teach, all types of classes with different people. It's just how people perceive you when you enter into a new space. On the beauty aspect, I think this was the most challenging. Originally, I worked for a European wax center on the floor, and then I had transitioned into a managerial role. And I think people still saw me as the worker bee on the floor. And then when I started my own business, you have people, it's a concierge service. So people treat it like, oh, come to my house now. I need you right this second. And all of their obligations, their events, their things for their children, they project it as being more important than my own. And in the beginning, when I was trying to gain business, I fed into it. It's 11 o'clock at night. Okay, you need this. Okay, it's 6 a.m. Oh, you have to do this. And I'm squeezing you in and I'm adjusting. But guess who's suffering? My family, my things. And when I would show up, it's like, oh, is this your business? Yes, it is. And then I came to a point, it's like, I am not your housekeeper. I do not clean your toilets. I am not your chef or your nanny. I own a business and you are going to treat me as I deserve to be treated. So I have parameters. There's going to be late fees there, and I will accommodate you and I'll treat you professionally and I'll do a fantastic job. But I will not grovel or act like all of your things are more important than my own. And that took a few years. It took a little while for me to get to that place. And I think anything can be said as long as it has the right intention. And I lead with that in every aspect of my life. So if I need to have a tough conversation with a client, I will, because I do care about them. They do, they pay for my life, my lifestyle, but everything within reason. So I would say how I combat all of this is kill them with kindness. I use that a lot. Sometimes they want to put you in a box and be like, oh, she's just a face and she has an attitude. No, I don't. I love what I do. I am blessed to wake up every day and do the thing that serves me, that makes me happy, that fills me. And so when I show up, I'm gonna lead with that. And anything else that comes from that is you projecting your own insecurities, your own happiness. And I feel sorry for you. And I have a tagline for my business, and it's creating confidence, not complexes. And that is what I do every single day. So that's my spiel.
That's a commercial. So we're gonna have to clip that out. We're gonna have to edit that up. That's absolutely commercial. But you use the word kindness, and it's interesting because I had said this. People say to me all the time, "Oh, you're really nice, Eric," and they don't seem to understand. I'm not nice. I'm good, and that's the key thing here. And that's an attitude that I genuinely haven't seen a lot of women adopt, because we expect women to be nice. And it really isn't about being nice. Nice is not on the table. Good is on the table. Kindness is on the table.
Exactly.
And that's the way that has to deliver.
So much good or kindness, I consider it professionalism.
Yeah, I mean,
Right.
I don't want to change. I wake up every day happy. Some people don't. So I don't want that to change because somebody else is having a bad. I'm still going to lead with that. I'm sorry. I have to show up every day, my best self in my best mental, and everything else has to fall by the wayside. There's nothing you can say because that's on you. I'm showing up, I'm doing the job, and I'm doing it well. I don't cut corners. I use the best product, and I feel confident. I think we talked about confidence several times, and I think it just needs to go in all around.
So you're selling the van business, or are you selling the whole?
So I'm gonna sell the truck business. I'm still gonna do New Jersey. That's a part of my deal. When we're creating this exit strategy acquisition. But I'm going to stay on in a capacity where I'll be on the board and I'll get royalties, and there's a lot of details here.
Wait, who's doing my shadow brow then?
That's Glam Inc. That's a different LLC,
Okay,
different
so
company that I own. You're still good.
Okay.
I start going to her.
Yeah, you need to start going to Tanya.
So that's it. I want to scale, but because New Jersey has a lot of regulations, I don't have the time and capacity to like go to another state and do it over there. So we're gonna have
Oh no, I'll go to Jersey.
licensing.
Already, so I'll
No,
just.
we're good. Jersey, I will handle you. But like,
Well, Jersey's not easy. Jersey is
it's
probably the
not.
hardest state in the union. Matter of fact, unfortunately, and fortunately, it's one of the reasons we're going to be putting our events nationally.
So that's what this project is doing. It's going all around. There'll be a Virginia. There's several other states that don't have restrictions on mobile business. In 2021 legislation, it was passed here, but it's been stuck in paperwork, and the state board has never put parameters on it. So if you call, they'll tell you it's not allowed, even though it was passed that they could do it. So I'm in like this gray area, but I don't have years and years to wait for them to sort it out.
No, it's because the guys are over there running it. They don't understand the business in Jersey.
What it is. So yeah, that's what I'm doing.
So I do want to bring this into this again. I really like this sort of idea going back to your situation, Nicole, and I want to put this out to everybody. This question, I mean, gleaning it from the eye of a threat, because it's not every man is not trying to just be the alpha male in the room because his ego. There's threats there. How are we facing? How are you addressing those challenges? Because again, patriarchal world, and now if you start to really think about that, men see you as competitors for a piece of their action. How do you handle that? Anybody want to pick that one up?
Well, I could say. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Well, just one thing that I've recently been doing is I've been really utilizing my relationships with other women who like to empower each other, and that really has helped, and the men that surround those women who like working with women and are willing to let a woman walk into a room and sit at the conference table and really have a voice. And that's been really healthy, because I think the other thing is, if you can avoid working a lot with the guys who don't believe in your voice. I kind of distanced myself from this colleague, for example, who gave me that criticism. That was kind of really, it was like the end of my working relationship with him. And I had been in a position where I thought I was going to go full force forward with him. So that's the only thing I can offer so far, other than, like I said, an awareness, because there's nothing about myself that I intend to change based on that feedback, other than who I do business with.
Anybody else want to pick that up?
Oh, she's on mute again.
Who did I mute?
Can you ask that question one more time?
Yeah, like how are you, if you're looking at it not from the alpha ego male thing, but more of a threat level, like men see you as a threat, and that's how they sort of go after the suppression.
Mm-hmm.
How do you face that?
Well, I think that one, to Nicole's point, some people, you realize that maybe we should not be working together. Maybe you are not the right person that I should be, collaborating with. But I will say that some situations that I've encountered was they needed to get to know me. I needed to build relationship with them so they could see the place that I was coming from. That I'm coming from a place of, I'm capable, you're capable, we're a team. Unless, I'm doing something that only needs myself and you're doing something that only needs you, we need to work together. And so, if you are someone who wants this ship to move forward and us to be able to be productive in a collaborative atmosphere, then, let me show you a little bit more of who I am. Let me, build a professional relationship. Let me show you that I care. And I feel like that has helped building professional relationships with people, just taking a little bit more time to show myself and then to invest in them. That has paid off, and it built a amazing rapport. That doesn't work in every situation, but I will say that has been something where I'm like, I came in, they didn't know who I was. They thought I was going to change everything. They thought I was going to act like, I don't know. But once they realize that, I care and I'm only here because they asked me to be here. Someone hired me and they think I deserve to be here. So let's work together.
And it's kind of the last question because we're gonna head into that wrap.
I was gonna piggyback off of one small thing that just came to mind with that prior question real quick, of an experience that I've had, where someone came to me for some ideas for a music video. And I stated, listen, you have to make sure you get certain type of footage at a certain angle. Oh, no, 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 you don't know what you're talking about. I'm like, excuse me, I've actually been in movies, I've been in videos. Oh, please, what have you done? I said, really? I'm not the type to brag, but I had to pretty much list quite a few things in order for it to click. And then it wasn't until after whatever he decided to do flopped, that's when it became, oh, Kimberly, so what do you think we should do again? I'm like, oh, okay. And then that's where, although actually he had someone else come and ask me because the ego, was there, but it was like, you're lucky we're cool and I want to see this project work. And that's when I gave the final input. But it's interesting.
Definitely.
Spanish people say, so you'll learn. That you let them fall and then you say, so you'll learn. Next time.
That's it.
Yep.
So you had one more question to run around, Chris?
So I think this is the perfect question. I kind of wish I asked all the women this question, is how can women embrace their uniqueness in a world that is constantly pressure conformity?
I could jump in. I mean, the only thing that we have to bring to the table is us, right? When it comes to entrepreneurship, it's our special skill set, our, what is our niche? I mean, and I think all of us have a niche, and so I feel like that's the main thing is like conformity will get you maybe an office job or something, right? Because it's like then you can just slot into somebody's position that they already have. But I feel like at least at my company, when I have somebody new, initially I'm thinking, yeah, I have this position I need filled. But then I watch them and I see what they're good at and I adjust it. And all of a sudden it's like, okay, well, I thought you were going to come in and be just my head of commercials and you're going to work the commercials. And I'm like, wait a second, you're an executive used to running teams, the corporate speak. I want you to reach out to corporations and start building relationships with ad agencies, for brand ambassadors, for bigger items and things like that. So I feel like in myself and the people who I bring into my company, it's like embracing what is unique about you is your superpower.
Anyone could jump in. I want every one of you to answer this.
Because I've always been that quirky person, or I should say the unique one, don't doubt your abilities. Don't doubt what it is that you've built. Like entrepreneurship, it's a thing. And I can say it'll be a year next Saturday that I fully took the leap. You really have to believe in yourself. Because it's so easy, which I did do that before. It's so easy. Oh yeah, they're doing this. And let me try that. They're doing that. Let me try that. But no, stick to someone's stage, like stick to your plan. Stick to continue to be you. That's it. When you know you're unique and you know you offer a thing, stay true to that. That's my response to that. She needs to be unmuted.
Okay. I don't know if anybody said this, but I mean, it definitely, I echo, stay true to yourself. And, I've heard it and it's like, oh, that's a little cliche, but, it is your superpower. You being you is your superpower. It's what makes you different. Nobody's going to sing like me. Nobody's going to, read this book like me. Nobody's going to, engineer this like me. And so why not show up and be different and embrace that. So yeah, that's pretty much all I'll say to that.
I think about what I tell my daughter, right? I have a teenager in high school, and I always say there's always going to be somebody bigger, badder, stronger, taller, smarter, prettier. However, there's only one you. And so when you stop looking outward and look inward, that internal beauty, that soul is what shines, and that brings all the attraction. That's the laws of attraction, what you're putting out there. If you're constantly looking and comparing, it's going to get overpowered. So I think the best thing to do is just be, live. And when I am out, I'm talking about my business, I'm not worried about this person, that person. I don't give a shit about any of that. I know that I am prepared. I know that when I show up, I'm the best version of myself. And when I do that, I win every single time because I can't be more than the best version of myself. And that's how the unique part comes through. And that's what draws people to you. And that is what brings along collaborations and opportunity. And so I think that just really getting to know yourself, that's the only way you can really project that. Because if you just are taking on forms of other things around you, you may think you're very unique, but you aren't. Get to know yourself, get to know your strengths, your weaknesses, your desires, your goals. And when you really truly know yourself and you're in that good space, everything else falls into place. So that's what I'll say to that.
Well, sounds like there's some amazing advice here for you men to finally take. I gotta be honest with you. I've gotten some of my best advice from women. I mean, I really have, and maybe that's because I have a leaning degree of distrust for men, but and a good grandma. But I want to thank you all for being here. Nicole, give us a plug.
Oh gosh. Well, I've got my talent agency, Elevate. It's ELEV, the number 8. We're in Beverly Hills. I love funny people. I think they do the best drama. And I'd say one of the most rewarding things I do is build careers. So I'll take somebody and, I find it's most effective with comedians and children. And because they have innate abilities, like the fact that kids keep growing up and you need new kids, or the special brand of humor that someone brings, or triple threat who's undeniable, right? Any of those people, they don't have to have the credits if they have the talent, the drive, the business acumen, to show up professionally. So I'd say if there's somebody out there who's listening and they feel that describes them, reach out to me. We've got our website is elevateagency.com, ELEV8 agency.com. And that also goes for young business women. If somebody needs some guidance, I'm happy to give it. I think mentorship is really important. And and I'm happy to show up in that way.
Well, thank you. Thank you for that, Nicole. We
I'm
appreciate
sending you my daughter, Nicole.
Oh God, please do.
Oh yes, you have to.
Oh, she's amazing.
Yes,
I will.
Wonderful.
Yes.
So we'll make sure everybody's connected.
Wonderful.
Everyone
from
will
tonight's
connect
meeting.
here
Yeah.
because, like we said, this is to showcase not just our beauty or talents, but the variety that we come in. We're powerhouses in all our fields, and we come in all different colors, shapes, and sizes.
All right, and Kimberly, give us your promos.
Okay. So I've got 3. So the main 2, I'll give my personal afterwards. Keep It Moving Dance Girl. That is the dance company that I run. Mainly it's for young girls, pushing them to achieve, succeed through the art of dance. I'll be accepting boys soon, so look out. So my handle for that on social media is Keep It Moving Dance Co. All in one. Keep It Moving Dance Co. I also make body butters, body oils, and sugar scrubs. Um, yeah, I think mine are pretty darn good. It'll leave your
No,
skin
they
good,
are.
feeling amazing.
He's,
So
not. She's not giving herself the credit she is. Like when she gave me an example, like she got mad at me and she's like, "Girl, did you just order and not tell me?" Because like my legs
yeah, because I
have never been as smooth as they've been since I've been using her thing. And like literally, I've been using it for how since the beginning.
yeah, since I started. So that's like 2 years, 3 years, 3 years. Yeah. So that is KC underscore comfort underscore. Right now I am revamping. So the website is down. But DM me if you're interested. I promise you I'll hook you up. And also my personal page is ms underscore finesse 83. And that's just me. I talk about, you'll see dance stuff. It's a lot of my dance babies. So that's that.
All right, Lavonne, hit us.
Okay, so I wear a lot of hats, and so I would say to stay in touch with me and see what I have going on, whether that is singing or content creating or doing a workshop. You can connect with me at Lavonne Nichols on IG. I do a lot on IG. Also, my website for my business, Say Something Good LLC. That is saysomethinggoodllc.com. And I try to update that Instagram. And yeah, please stay in touch with me, especially ladies on here. Please stay in touch with me. But it's all about empowerment and empowering others to be their best self. So whether that's through music, coaching, or just content.
All right, your turn, Spitfire. Tanya, go for it.
Okay. For the Yoga Lattes Warrior, I host adult, I guess, and children, adult Yoga Lattes birthday parties. So instead of going out for a night of drinking, how about a daytime event with your closest people? It's a 2-hour event and everything from journaling, message in a bottle. These are curated events specifically for like Mother's Day, birthdays. They're awesome. We get a lot of tears, a lot of emotions because people open up. They're getting that mental and physical all in one. So if you're interested in something like that, I also do corporate events. So companies out there, if anybody's watching, I'd love to come to your facility, offer lunchtime yoga lattes, or evening time, whatever works for you guys. As far as the trucks go, www.glamtruckwarriors.com. If you're interested in a franchising or licensing agreement, or if you are interested in acquiring the company as a whole, we have a full package available for you to go over all the numbers, all the stats, all that good stuff. I host a ton of events. So the next one I'm going to be at in person is on the 29th of this month, Fabletics, Garden State Plaza, New Jersey. I'm going to be hosting an evening class, candlelight, and it's free. So love to have you there. Yeah.
Ladies, thank you for joining myself and Chris tonight. This was amazing.
Thank you.
We're definitely going to have to do this again. I think we need to do this at a live session at one of my events where we have all you women in the room for a couple of hours and just, browbeat everybody else. Tell them what for. So give everybody a chocolata and let everybody just like throw them across the room, smack everybody in the head. I mean, we really need to get everybody aware. But folks, I appreciate you. Chris appreciates you. You and I, Chris, are going to have a post-show discussion about what we had here today.
Oh, yeah.
So,
that's fun.
Meaning we're going to just talk shit behind your backs, ladies.
Jeez.
I gotta do it.
So thank you so much, Nicole, Tanya, Kimberly, Lavonne. You ladies have been great, and we're gonna make sure we have all your links, and you guys will have everybody's contact information. Give us a minute, and we'll get it to you.
Nice meeting
Awesome.
all of you.
Nice meeting you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you, Eric.
Thank you for having
Take
us.
care.
Thank you. Let's dance.
Okay, troublemaker.
So that was a pretty good meet. That was a pretty good. I mean, there's just
because we lost
Shanell. We lost
Shanell.
Shanell, yeah.
And we lost Sam. Sam couldn't make it.
And then Teddy couldn't make it, and then April got caught up in some bizarre traffic. I don't know, man. When you say bizarre traffic in New Jersey, shit had to go sideways because Jersey is full of traffic.
Know. With Jersey, you never know.
So, what do you think? Like, I mean, what did you get off of this?
I honestly, as a woman that is an entrepreneur, a woman that knows most of these women's stories on a personal level, some of these women I've seen growing up, like Shanell, it's a humbling moment, and I usually hate using the word humbling, but it's to see that there's still so many women out there. It is no longer breaking the glass ceiling; we're just fucking destroying it. Like,
yeah, but at the same time, you know,
badass, and they do it in their own way, so elegantly, so professionally, and they show that they juggle these multiple hats, whether it was dealing with a divorce or a single parent or being a wife, a mother, and carrying these things, but still being badass at the same time, getting things done and still helping, taking the time to help other people or give advice or advocate for something. This full round, I think this is probably one of the best streams for me.
Hold on a second. Guess who's calling me? Hey, bestie. Okay. You want to share this online? Because we're still on. Yeah, we're doing a wrap-up conversation, but you're welcome to show up. No worries. Oh, it's nighttime construction. Welcome to New Jersey. So, well, let me jump back on the live stream. I'll catch up with you after. All right. Bye. That was April.
Love it. You gotta love it.
Gotta love it. So yeah, April got caught up, and she's like, "Yeah, I'm good."
That's frustrating. I would be like freaking losing my shit. I'm surprised she didn't do what Tanya, Shanell, and Kim did. They all jumped in while they were multitasking.
So, I think that despite all the power that we see and we brought to the table, and then let's say one woman here tonight represented 100 women, right? Just like them, there's still how many are not doing these things because of things like a lack of confidence or a lack of support. I can't relate to being a woman. There's just no way I can, obviously. But I can relate to things like being in survival mode, raising children on my own, being literally blacklisted because I was, because I had a criminal record. You know what I mean? Like, there's those things that April just texted. She said hi. Hey, April.
Hi. We missed you.
Yeah, we miss you. We're gonna guilt you into coming on for this wrap up. So there's a lot of things I can't relate to that type of oppression or suppression, but I can relate to the suppression in a capacity and understand to a certain extent a lack of confidence. Like, there is understandability there, just not the direct experience. And when I think about it, if I could sort of mirror that relatability and understand it, how many women are not have the capacity, have the capabilities, have the knowledge, have the know-how, have the talent, and they're not doing this because there's no structure that elevates them.
You say it's so much structure. It took a lot of growing for me to understand having women in my corner, because the women in my life, some of the ones that I was exposed to outside of my family, it was a cattiness. It was a fakeness. Like I didn't have like authentic friends. And I think the only authentic one that I did have, I lost her when she moved to Maryland. Even though we kept in touch, it wasn't the same as having that backing.
Right.
And it wasn't until, and then going into the industry that I went into, and then growing up with boys, I always related to boys more. And I always had this, that was my comfort zone. And
Thank you, April.
I couldn't trust women because they befriended you and did this cattiness or this thing. So it was kind of hard. And it wasn't until, and you got to meet one of the women behind being my power force and pushing me forward, was her. And like, still, even as I've gotten older, because of maturity and understanding things, and then having the confidence that I have, and then just being the survivor of a trauma, and then my I don't give a fuck attitude anymore, I've been able to have relationships with other women, but there are only few women that I could trust and actually relate to. But I have to read those situations, because honestly, even though we saw many women here today that you could run up to us and we will support you a million times. And I'm pretty sure every woman that we had, they will run and pick up a sister or pick up a fellow queen and push them full force. But we still have women in society that step on other women for whatever reason, whether it's malicious or jealousy or whatever whatsoever. Thank you, April. And I will always have yours.
Absolutely.
You know, there's still those situations as well. And there's a lot of women that actually brutalize and are the first to belittle women, especially women in small businesses or trying to build
I think
their talents.
I think unfortunately it's human nature, because it's the same with men. Men will tear down other men. You know, I think it's this ugly human nature that exists in people who lack confidence, who lack compassion, who they're in their own version of survival, but they're really going down the wrong path. It's almost like, you know, this malicious intent to potentially hurt people. I think the issue, I experience it directly. I've seen it firsthand. You know, the patriarchal issue is one more layer for women to have to deal with.
See, I find like people bring up the patriarchal, and a lot of people don't understand Latino and Hispanic culture are not really, well, the Caribbean are not patriarchies. We're
Matriarchies, but that's almost everywhere, to my understanding, in cultures I've seen around the world, except here and maybe like England.
No,
right?
in South America, there's that machismoism, and they are patriarchies. It's very rare to find a matriarchy in South and Central America. But in the Caribbean islands, and a lot of people don't understand, it's like when you go to Cuba, when you go to Santo Domingo, when you go to Puerto Rico, you carry your father's name, but you also carry your mother's maiden name. And it's like father's name and then mother's maiden name. So they're matriarchy. So when people bring up these matriarchy bullshit or patriarchy bullshit, I'm like, what the fuck are you talking
about? Let's level set
my household.
Yeah.
Ran shit. It was, and I'm pretty sure your Nona ran the show. She called
let's level set let's level set the use of the word patriarchy. This is not a family patriarchy. This is the idea of the word patriarchy comes from just a male dominated environment. That's and so it's a term that's just, you know, very much loosely politically used. But it is, if we flip it and take away the word, we're still talking about a male dominated environment.
Exactly.
And that's one more layer women have to face. And the truth of the matter is that yes, there are a lot of men out there that believe in that. They're not necessarily feminists or whatever, or they're not gay, or they're not, you know, betas. They just believe in the capacity of the person that they're working with. And which I forget who said it specifically. I think it was it Kimberly or was it Lavonne? Lavonne. Lavonne had said, she gets to know people and let them get to know me. So she's talking about know my credibility, know my qualities, know my talents. Don't look at me. She's getting people to know beyond that cover, beyond the female cover, beyond whatever that is. And that's a strong way to approach getting past this, whether it's fear or dominance or machismo, whatever you want to call it. I mean, listen, I shit you not. There are stupid people in the world who will never hear a word of this and understand it.
No, they won't. Or they'll break down it into another analogy and say we were saying something else when those are not the exact words that came out of your mouth.
Right.
And, I think each of the women expressed it perfectly. And I think Shanell even more. Here she is, a woman with so much experience, and she came together with more women in the group and younger women in the thing. And they created this group to uplift themselves and deal with all the things that they compact. And I think she expressed it beautifully. I would love to hear from her more, because that knowledge there in her own self and being in the industry that she is in is one of the most challenging, and people don't understand like the freaking roads they had to go down or the hills they had to jump off, or the actually feeling alone at points, and that she found a way to build a community and at the same time be a mentor and uplift other women along with herself is the proper way of doing it. And I love that. Like, how many times have I been told, and it's recently happened to me, that I'm nothing but a pretty face.
Yeah.
Not knowing that this pretty face is capable of doing anything, especially when you tell me not to fucking do it. And I'm going to
yeah, right.
And
but that's
no, I'm getting this out. I'm going to do it in a nice pair of Louis Vuittons, and I'm going to smile while I'm embarrassed the shit out of you and make you eat your words.
I mean, the bottom line is, again, it's the running joke with us here at Black Ink. It's like, baby gets what he wants. You know what I mean? That's what I said. The baby gets what he wants. One way or another, I'm going to get what I fucking want. I mean, listen, it might take me a day. It might take me a year. I'm getting what I want. And that's an attitude, I think, that everybody, whether you're male or female, you really need to adopt within reason. Don't go robbing a fucking ATM because you need money. But you know what I'm saying? Realistically, it's the other rule of thumb should be, never tell me that I can't, I won't, or don't, because the minute you do that, I'm not asking permission. I'm asking forgiveness.
I wouldn't even ask for fucking forgiveness. So you're a lot nicer than me.
Well, you know what I mean.
But it comes down to this. But unfortunately, and hopefully people take what was said to here, because a lot of these women brought so much knowledge, so much like information to inspire other women, or to get that woman that's constantly questioning herself, or she's self-doubting herself, or imposter syndrome, doubting herself and not thinking she's capable of doing something when she actually can. I hope like this takes it and like wakes them up, maybe slap them in the face or slap them in the back of the head with a chancleta somehow, some way, and get them to do what they know they're capable of doing it, but they're self-doubting themselves.
Well, that's the
not
thing.
Be afraid of the challenges you're going to face. You're going to get so many doors like closed on you. So what? Fucking make your own doorway or kick the fucking door down. But you should let your voice be heard. You should be seen, and you should push yourself. All these women face challenges. We still face challenges till this day.
Oh yeah. And you forever, I hate to be the bearer of bad news. You women will forever face these same challenges, generation over generation. The steps a woman takes, and you can see it in any movement you're in, whether it's the LGBT movement or it's women's movement, feminine, whatever. The steps you take, 10 steps forward, but you've only moved the needle one step.
Well,
And that's going to happen generation over generation for a long time.
Exactly. And then it's been a journey for me. Like my journey spans over 16 years. And there was a lot of rebranding, and there was a lot of fighting with imposter syndrome myself, especially when you're a survivor, you get it even more. And then when you're a survival and in survival mode, and then fighting with PTSD, and then dealing with the challenges of life and everything coming with you at full force, it happens. But you have to, as my mom said, put on your big girl panties, get up, get dressed, look fabulous, and keep doing what you're doing, and you're going to find a way.
Sure.
You win by not failing yourself.
Yeah, don't fail. Yeah, and that's a great way to put it. You win by not failing yourself.
You don't need to win for the world. You need to win for yourself. And if you fail yourself, you're not doing yourself a favor. You're just shutting yourself down. You're dimming your light. You're dimming whatever you need to do to benefit yourself. And then you got people that be like, oh, but I'm a mom and I need to do this. Listen, I was a single mom at one point. But guess what? If I knew I wasn't okay and I wasn't good, my first lion cub wouldn't be good. He wouldn't be the amazing kid he is today. And then I actually had a counselor tell me, because I wasn't going to go to my first graduation when I was graduating with honors and on the dean's list. I wasn't going to go. I was like, it's not a big deal. I got the degree. Just give me my fucking diploma, and I want to finish the rest of my degree and get my bachelor's and call it a fucking day. It was that counselor, a man, that sat me down, and he says, you're a single mom. You did all this while being a single mom. You shouldn't be walking down the aisle for yourself. You're walking down the aisle to show your son that the world threw everything at you and you didn't let it you fail.
So let me cut you off here, because I think this is really important. And this is the reality of it. Every person we had on here tonight, including yourself, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And this is where we have to find that click, right? Because you guys are almost at this point. I know the journey isn't over for anyone who was on here tonight. It's not over. But when you're coming up on the stage and you're at that point where you can take the stage and you could talk about the journey thus far, you are already the result that people are hoping to be. And the thing is while all this is good, while everything we had here today is great, in fact, a lot of people, they see the celebrity, quote unquote, the celebrity, right? They see the polished Lavonne, the polished Tanya, the polished Nicole. They see the polished Shanell. Everybody's polished. Chris is polished. You're all polished. You've gotten to a point where you have some polish, you have some shine. You've done all this stuff to get to X. And now we become, including myself, when I'm talking to guys who've done shit and they're just starting out, they can't connect, right? They can't find that connection. And the thing is that is, I think, one of the key things is I talk to people sometimes and they're like, I don't know, like, I can't see it. I hear the stories, but I can't see it. Like, I can't see it in action, right? I can't see the climb in action. I can't see the standing up in action by the person who's speaking about their story. So they have stories, they have books. And a lot of times it's hard for women or men, but women in this case, who need that boost of confidence to see it in action. Not everybody can read a book and go, I got this. Not everybody could go to a life coach and go, I hear what you're saying, I got this. Some people need to see the action in order to get that kickstart. They have to see somebody that looks like them, sounds like them, that's shit out of fucking luck like them.
You just said the magic word, Eric. Someone that looks like them. And the reason why that kind of related to me is because there was no one that looked like me. There was no one like me. yes, I'm a Latina, but I am a white ass fucking Latina. I look like my colonizers.
I'm not calling you white girl. I don't want to get smacked in the head.
But like it's the truth. Like there's depiction of Latinas in the world, but none of them look like me. Yeah, I was able to relate to them because they were of Hispanic descent. So that's when I took my father's words, one of my first inspirations, if you want change, you had to be the change.
Sure.
And that's when I just started being full force. Okay, there's no one that looks like me. There's no one like me. I have to be the person and become the person, because maybe one day, whether it's my nieces, my own children, whatever, sees me and says, oh my God, I could relate to her story, or hey, she looks like me. I'm a Latina and I found someone that looks like me. I can do this, or I'm capable, or there's someone like me. And that was my other driving force, to be that inspiration. And like I
Again,
said, everyone
Chris,
has their own story. And
sure, but again, it's not just to look like me. It's not. It's when I say look like me. I mean, you know,
sense that they could relate to, but it's look like me and see it, and see that you're capable of doing it, whether you look like the person physically. Because I have to bring up the physical thing, because unfortunately in this day and age, a lot of the things, especially now with this whole fucking social media shit, and I'm going to say shit because honestly, it's like a big ass fuckery of nonsense sometimes, especially with massive of misinformation and misinterpretation and all the fucking everything that is incorrect being popular, but the truth or the actual facts are what lack. And it's like intelligent as things come across, intelligence is getting less and less and less, because no one wants to learn the actual or factual things.
sure, but I'm gonna put me back on my point, Chris.
But you didn't let me finish,
Because you just totally derailed my point.
But I'm saying you have to put the identity thing, because that has been the big drive the last couple of years, is identifying with someone
Okay.
that looks like me, relates to me emotionally, mentally, or physically.
Okay, and the one piece that we're missing here in this conversation is my point. My point being is that you are the polish at this point, regardless of where you are in your journey.
You really think I'm polished?
think about this. Think about it like this. I'll use me as an example. Okay. I have a backstory. I have a shitty backstory. Uneducated, blah, 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 blah. Did bad shit in life, blah, 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 blah. Right? I could not see anybody out there who was at the same starting point as me or just a little bit further that I could tail. I could watch and build confidence through. Because it's I think what happens is there's a group out there of people who and I've experienced it firsthand, who I don't know how, and you can't talk to them, you can't blah 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 them. And I'm not saying that what anybody said here tonight was garbage. I'm just saying you can't speak to them and they get it. They have to see it in action. They have to see the person. So look, I mean, I know a couple of people, a couple of addicts, and one of them was really cranking and getting really, really better and well. And he was a great support to the other one who was struggling, because he was watching. The one who was struggling was watching. And it was real time. It was that real
down like that. So I guess this is the mom in me. Like when you're potty training or you're teaching a toddler something, they really don't comprehend it unless they see one. So basically,
yeah.
Basically, they're the type of person that they have to see others do it. But what people also tend to not realize, not everyone is going to be brave to show their struggles. And I'm sorry, if a person's showing their struggles on social media, that is all fucking scripted shit.
Yeah.
That none of it is real. I'm sorry. A person that is really suffering and going through something doesn't have time to pick up a fucking phone, or actually in the right state of mind to pick up a phone and say, I'm going to fucking record this. Bro, I'm sorry. I tell it how it is too.
Well, I'm not disagreeing.
No one
I'm not
that's
disagreeing.
actually having a psychotic, mental,
We don't get the photos anymore. Like, hey, look at this really good burger I'm eating today. We don't get that anymore, right? It's all stylized. It's all advertising. It's all bullshit.
But that's what I'm saying. Anyone that is actually having or going through an anxiety attack or a mental breakdown or, you know, a PTSD episode or going through fucking withdrawals, you're not thinking, oh my God, I got the first thing that comes, I got to record this and put this on social media. I gotta go live.
With hair coiffed and makeup done.
Exactly. Bro, like it's, and then for people to actually believe that it's real. So like when you're saying that, yeah, I understand sometimes it's good to have that sponsorship and that with
yes, that's a good way to put it.
Sponsorship, yes. And a person, when you're dealing with that, that's a different situation. But people can't constantly, and I shouldn't want to put that out there to like look for that, because no one's ever going to experience. The only way you're going to get to know a person and what they've been through is by hearing their stories, or people like us putting that information out there so they could one day run into it and use it to develop themselves or to cope.
Agreed.
But like they're not going to get that whole toddler factor. Oh, he's going to the potty, I should go to the potty too.
But there's definitely got to be a way to, and again, I think I'm overthinking it, and I think I'm at the same time also making it, just dumbing it down too much. It's got to be a way to get that real, you know, that real story that people can follow the journey genuinely of someone through their trials and their tribulations, rather than it being a well, here was what I had to go through story. But with that, we're kind of going to wrap it up here. So give us your plugs, Chris.
My plugs. Well, obviously it's at Chris Valkyrie or Chris_Valkyrie on Instagram. Everything is Chris Valkyrie down to the YouTube. My website is chrisvalkyrie.com. Twitch, Chris Valkyrie. I have TikTok, but I'm really there. If you really want to catch me,
fuck TikTok.
Catch me on Instagram. That's where I'm very active. And basically, you could catch me wherever Black Ink Events is, since I am the official media partner for Black Ink Events.
Yeah, brand ambassador. So, you know, you got to get a Facebook, by the way. Believe it or not, I mean, the numbers on Facebook blow me away. I thought Instagram would be higher. You don't necessarily get like the view counts, but the impressions and everything is just skyrocket.
All right, so I'll make a Chris Valkyrie Facebook page.
Okay.
Just.
I mean, listen, it could have been worse. I could have been like, you need to join MySpace.
Shit, I miss fucking MySpace, bro. That was the best.
There's a. I don't know what it is.
Shit, making profiles, design, coding, and all that shit.
There is a MySpace clone. It's like an open source community thing out there. I found it once. I signed up for it. I forgot the name of the website, but it exists. It literally is a MySpace clone.
Everyone was Tom's friend. Come on.
Yeah, Tom.
Fucking Tom. Like, you knew you were a part of the clique with like the levels.
Yep.
Was in a certain. Someone said, wow, Rogue Wildcat Creations. That's one of our sponsors.
Rogue.
He said MySpace still exists.
It does. It's music now. But there is an old school MySpace clone that somebody put together. Look it up. It's currently active. Black Ink is signed up for it.
Hey,
I just forgot where it was. I have to go find it. If I find it, I'll post it on social.
So, and I think the only other plug is, well, we actually are making an appearance this weekend.
Yo, yes. Bill Visconti, Professor B. Shout out to Professor B. We are going to be at the 4th annual Paranormal and Cryptid Conference in Princeton, which I think is actually in Plainsboro. I think it's at the Sheraton. Crown Plaza. Yep, we're going to be there. We're going to be hanging out, doing some content creation. I will be there with Chris, and we will have Heather there. And we're going to be palling around and harassing all the paranormal professionals.
I know April's going to be there.
April is going to be there. Absolutely. Yeah, John. I think Johnny Zaffis too.
Yeah.
Ronnie LeBlanc will be there. I think his name is James Kenzie. He's another Bigfoot. I'm not sure if Mike Familian from In the Shadow of Red Eye is going to be there. But, I mean, if there's Brittany Barbieri is going to be there from, what's the name of that show? The Monster Files. I think it's something like that on, sorry, Brittany, kill me later. Yeah, it's going to be a whole host of paranormal people for the day. There's going to be vendors there. It's just going to be a really nice time. And if you catch us, Chris, say, yeah, take a picture, Chris. I'll tell you what, if you catch us at the paranormal conference, you take a picture while you're there with either Chris, myself, or Heather, and you post it right on the spot.
Well, I do still have 5 passes
right
to give away.
So you post it right on the spot. We're going to give you a free pass to Popped. And then I'm going to make this a little bit juicier. I'm going to make this really juicy right now. I will give away to the first person that can be in Atlantic City for Pop, July 11th and 12th. I will give away a VIP pass of their choice. So they can get VIP lunch with Ronnie LeBlanc, or they can get the cannabis etiquette with Dennis. Anyone of their choice, right there on the spot. You take the picture with us, with one of us. You post it. No, I'm gonna make this. You take the picture with me, right? Because I want to see my mug on your social media. All right, you tag us.
Well,
and
obviously, I still have 5 all access passes. The beasties have been slacking a little. So if you do catch me and take a picture with me, I'm not going to even tell you guys where I am. You got to find me. And I'm pretty sure you'll probably spot me out with my fabulous self and the outfit that I'm wearing.
Now you're going to make me go look at my wardrobe for Saturday. Son of a bitch.
Competition. You see this?
Yeah.
The sibling rivalry.
Dude, you can't out leather me.
Oh, there's no leather. I'm not. It's summertime. I am not trying to chafe. Are you crazy?
Are you kidding me? I am on brand all the time.
I am not trying to chafe. I am
dress code at Black Ink, leather.
I'm very well prepared for April's read because the last reading she drained my battery in minutes. Yeah. Literally minutes.
I wonder if that's why my damn piece, my thing didn't work that day, because that was a brand new wireless for the phone, wireless microphone, and it just would not stay charged the whole event.
Literally, I went in there with because I film with 2 things, the GoPro or the phone, and I went in there with the GoPro because it was just a gallery read. I'm not doing interviews, so there was no miking, and the GoPro mic is great. Yeah. And I was like, okay, my battery is 100. I'm good. I was in there and I was down to 9%, and the gallery read didn't even finish. Like when I found out at the Popped event, she goes, yeah, I drained batteries. I was like, bro.
Nice, April. Nice. I'm gonna send you the new battery bill, April.
But obviously I will be at Popped. We will be there at the Paranormal and Cryptic event with Professor B. I'm so excited for it.
We got some good stuff at Pop. We got the Variant coming. Yeah. So if you guys don't know the Variant, check them out on social media. They do amazing photography, and if you're a cosplayer, forget about it. They do amazing photography. We got BB Banks 360 photo booth that's going to be there. Check him out on social media. And we got Sherman from Origin of Play. Sherman.
Yes, and there's the gaming tournament, Street Fighter.
Yeah. I want to say Street Fighter, and Mortal Kombat tournament, but we're going to let Sherman decide how he wants to throw that down.
Well, Sherman, so I obviously do a lot of events with Sherman and Project K. They're an amazing team. Me being a gamer myself, they have the most amazing gaming setup. Like, bro, when I you see these gaming setups and you didn't take that serious. And I've been around since the first Nintendo. So, I've played all these games.
I was Atari 20. So, shit, I was Pong.
Well, I have brothers at your age. There was the Atari, but when I was around, it was the Nintendo. And he had games that I was like nostalgia, that I was like, okay, I'm gonna film content. Fuck the content. I just started fucking gaming. So like Origins of Play gaming setup is one of the best in my opinion.
Yeah, it's amazing.
All of them that I've seen. And he always does obviously, which is a big thing, a really big thing is the oh my god, my husband Poppy's gonna kill me. Smash Brothers tournament.
Smash Brothers.
So
yeah,
that is like one of the like, and the lines for those Smash Brothers tournaments are amazing, and it's like serious action, and everyone crowds, and it's like a big thing because Smash Brothers is a really popular game. But I think what we've been posting is the Street Fighter, which has become popular, and now that
a little bit is it because
movie came out.
Because I got a rematch Sherman on Mortal Kombat because I think I beat him.
You beat Sherman?
I think so.
Oh boy.
I can't remember, but I mean I know I think I won over him so we might have to rematch. But listen, I want a big shout out to Ultimate Wireless.
Oh, you just Wireless after the pre VIP party? You just announced that today.
Yes, we just announced that. Big shout out to the Ultimate Wireless and the Vibes Social Atlantic City. We're going to be having, because of those guys, we're going to be having the Friday night VIP vendor celebrity pre-party at Vibes Social in Atlantic City. And that's only going to be available if you got a VIP ticket, if you're a vendor, or if you're a celebrity. And since I'm not booking any more celebrities, you celebrities are shit out of luck. Vendors we're still booking with Jen from Here LLC. She is our new vendor manager. And so those links are up online. But yeah, you don't only get to become a vendor at our event, you're going to be given a party and appreciation for you guys. And that'll be happening July 10th, evening of July 10th. Times will be announced, most likely after load-in. And big shout out to them. Big shout out to North Step out in Atlantic City. Those guys are another sponsor, and they are plastering the region with our marketing. So big shout out to those guys. We got everybody. I'm trying to think, did I miss anybody? I'm sure somebody will be like, you missed me, Eric.
Oh, you're DJ.
Oh, yep. See? DJ Khalil, the man, DJ Khalil.
I'm not DJing this weekend. I'm telling you now, and I'm calling it now. I am not DJing any event for Popped.
No. So DJ Khalil, I got to really give this guy. This guy is he does the DJing just because of the love of it, just because he loves the crowd, just because he loves this guy's going to school for something that has nothing to do with the entertainment industry. He's getting like his PhD. He is the sweetest guy. He runs a podcast called the Not DJ Khaled Show. So check that out. I believe that's on Spotify, Apple Music. I don't know if Google still does podcasts.
We're talking about that, yeah.
Check it out.
MorLove car race.
Yes, the MorLove go-kart race. It's the Power Rangers race, Power Rangers Challenge. We got 3 Power Rangers coming in, and you're going to be able to get to challenge them. And that's a separate ticket because the proceeds from that challenge, those 3 races. So you're going to be racing each Power Ranger individually. And then the winners from those 3 races are going to get on, and it's going to be civilians against Power Rangers. And then we'll have a nice prize for the winner of that race. But the proceeds for that are going to go over to MorLove. So we're working on some other charity stuff there for the event. We're going to see if we can squeak out a few dollars from the wrestling. Did I say that? Wrestling?
Nope.
The end of the night, after the exhibit closes and the celebrities have relaxed and there's no more autographs to be had, there's going to be body slams and bit slaps, right? So SSP is putting on Full House. It's a little double entendre there for you people who used to watch TV. And they're going to take down the house 8 o'clock after the show closes. Now, just an FYI, we have no requirements for exhibitors to stay open during the wrestling match. However, it's optional if you want to keep your booth open that night because people have to go through the exhibits in order to get to the wrestling. We do have security for you vendors, so don't worry about that. They have on-site security, and we have partners coming in.
I think the only thing that we probably missed is it true that there's going to be a bar during the event?
I'm really not sure where they get where the showboat's going to land on that. We're supposed to have a call with the showboat today. Didn't happen, so hopefully tomorrow. And we'll see what there's going to be. There will be food and beverage on site in the arena, in the space. And yes, I did ask for a bar. I don't know where they landed on that yet.
Oh man, they playing with my feelings. All right. Talking about it, you did mention, I forgot to say, the Poisonous Daily is also on Spotify, iHeartRadio, and Apple Podcasts.
Boom. Poisonous Daily. You guys got to go check it out. That's a more regular podcast. We don't really do regulars. The jam sessions are what we do. They're random. They show up. We kibitz. We bullshit. We talk. We say shit. And we bring some good people. If you haven't checked out a jam session, go back online. Check out on YouTube. We have a paranormal jam session, a pop culture jam session. We just did this one.
We're going to have to do another pop culture one.
Yeah, well, you know what I want to do? I want to do an art jam session.
Well, we definitely got to do an art jam session.
I want to get Son of Sane on for that one.
Oh, he'll love it. I'm working. He may be showing up to pop. I can't promise.
Yeah. So
but we definitely have to do another pop jam session, and I also want to do a hip hop jam session.
All right, we get hip hop. We could do a hip hop jam session. There's a lot of people.
Well, now that it's Black Ink X the Poisonous Daily, we have to.
Sure, absolutely. I am not going to come on your podcast without you doing an art. If we don't do a jam session, you want to do your own jam session. That's my thing. You leave my jam session alone. But if you do something that's an art thing, then you bring me on as a guest because I can draw.
I know you could draw. I already told you. I am waiting for the right moment to be like, you owe me a favor and I'm asking for an art piece. That is going to be my favor.
I owe no one favors. I make sure all that shit's paid. You all are indebted to my ass. Don't you know that's the whole Italian code, right? You're in debt to me.
So please follow us. Obviously. Oh, wait. Pop has its own. You forgot to put that. Popped, Procurement Con, AlterCon, all have their own social medias now.
Yeah, they do. They all have their own social media. I did scroll them across the bottom of the page, the show. Here, let me put them up again. I'm not wearing my glasses, so forgive me if I put up the wrong picture. Here we go. There we go. Black Ink Events, Popped Expo, AlterCon, Cryptid Expo. Our film production company is Art Lords Production. Procurement Con, if you're in business and you're looking at government contracting, a small business development. So we do have event brands. We are not an event production company. I always have to say that first. We are a marketing and advertising brand development company. Events are a vehicle to support the small business community. And we view artists, celebrities, business owners, sticks and bricks makers, corporations, even that small corporations, mid-sized business. This is our platform to deliver that to help them and to help them get more customers. And of course, to give the fans something, because let's be real here, we can have an event with celebrities, but the fans, man, those celebrities ain't getting I'm selling autographs without the fans. So we love you guys. Check us out online, Black Ink Events, blackink.events. That is the events page for all events. We will be announcing shortly our 2027 schedule, which is going to be a beast. What we're planning to do. We hope to blow you away with that next year. And Procurement Con, head over to that website as well for all things business.
And Wicked Garden was moved, right?
Pardon?
Wicked Garden.
Yeah, but I'm not going to firm that up yet until I have the exact date they give me, which I got to follow up tomorrow. So with that said, if you're a small business and you're ready to treat yourself like you want to be the next Starbucks, you can always reach out to me directly for brand development, marketing and advertising, creative strategy development. I have an amazing team here. As far as Black Ink Creative Partners is concerned, we have a massive ecosystem of resources that we could bring to the table to make your business the next Pepsi. So check us out.
Oh my God, what am I going to do with you?
Hey, listen, there's a lot of things. I mean, I wouldn't mind you like doing some work and getting me like, raven haired girl.
No. No, we're not doing it. We're not doing it.
I don't want no brunette.
We miss Tina. Where the hell? What happened to Tina?
I didn't invite her to this one.
Yeah, you did. She was on the flyer and in the email.
She wasn't.
She wasn't? I
No.
swore. I was seeing shit.
I didn't invite her to this one because putting the two of you in the room together against me, fuck you.
So much fun.
Fuck the two of you.
Are you sure you're going to be able to handle Pop?
Oh, Pop is the
two of us are going to be together.
I'm gonna be in pro mode. I'm not gonna have time for your shit. You guys will be so busy that I will get away with handing Goth Baddies a fucking note that says "Ruin my life."
She's like, why did I send you the fucking video?
I gotta order those cards.
Jesus, I fucked up.
Careful what you say around me.
Oh man. Oh my god. So June 6th, we're at Crown Plaza, Princeton at the fourth annual paranormal event. Whatever other chaos we're causing. June, I actually have a very busy schedule in June.
You do. You have some other events you're going to be at, right?
Yeah, so I will be at the Puerto Rican Bar Association. Obviously, I as a co-chair of the Young Attorneys Committee for the Puerto Rican Bar Association, I'm actually pulling up my calendar. It will be, I believe, Thursday will be judiciary night. So please go to Puerto Rican Bar Association if you are in the legal field or a Latino in the business world and entrepreneurship and are looking for a community and advice and stuff like that. Please go to Puerto Rican Bar Association. Judiciary night is Thursday. And then Friday, it's a fire table with a judge, Bianca Perez, one of my favorite judges out of the Bronx Supreme Court County. And I believe it's one of the Senate members, or I can't tell off the top of my head. Following that, I may or may not make an appearance at the 116th Festival to show my cousin love at his booth for his company. Charlie Chase will be at the Puerto Rican Day Parade this year, and he will be at the 116 Festival, and he will be with his new company, which is called Black Market TV, and I may make appearance at the 116 Festival, and I will also be at the Puerto Rican Day Parade this year, but I will be with the Attorney General's office. So far, so good. Other than that, there's a couple of episodes coming out of The Poisonous Daily, and then I think it's just popped unless I get something else. And I will be at New York and Anime NYC also in August. And then the end of August, I will be at Hippame, which is a hip hop anime and comic convention in Baltimore, Maryland as well.
Nice. All right, folks, stay tuned for announcements on the Wicked Garden Film Festival, which we have relocated. We'll announce and confirm the dates. Submit your films if you're a filmmaker. Same with Procurement Com. Procurement Com is coming back up north. We're taking that back out of Atlantic City, bringing it back north for this fall. So stay tuned for dates and announcements on that. And then we will hopefully announce shortly what our 2027 schedule looks like. And like I said, hit us up. We're all over the place. You folks have a great night. And thank you for being part of this. Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Poisonous Daily.
Thank you.
And we out.
Deuces.
I ain't tryna. Yeah, ain't tryna be cool like you. Wobbling around.